They used to call me the reluctant YouTuber because truth wasn't easy to speak. But somewhere between silence and revelation, I realized something. It wasn't just about talking. It was about illuminating. My name is Guess Who the Illuminator, and I'm here to shed light in the age of deception. This ain't about fame, this ain't about fear, it's about waking up a generation that's been put to sleep. It's about truth over trend, light over lies. If you ever question what's really going on, if you ever felt like there's more than what they're showing you, you're not crazy, you're chosen. Welcome to the illumination, the side that still believes light can conquer darkness. What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know who it is, you know what I mean? And you ain't gotta guess who it is, you already know. It's Guess Who the Rapper, aka, Guess Who the Illuminator. Here to illuminate your brain with some of this incredible and glorious game. Once again, man, you already know how this go. You like yourself, hit the like button. You like someone else, hit the share button. But if you love yourself, hit that subscribe button. Hey, if you want to be certified to be notified, hit that notification button by hitting that bell button, you know what I'm saying? So, what I want to talk about today is something that I saw, dealing with Dame Dash and this group of women on a panel called POV, or Point of View. They kind of remind me of a different version of The View, like with Whoopi Goldberg and all the rest of those women. And I want to explain something about what's going on with women and how this spirit of masculinity, that needs to be, the volume of that masculinity in women has been turned up too high for too long. And I want to address that within this video and give y'all some examples and excerpts of how we should conduct each other, how we should respect one another as men and women in this male and female dynamic, and how a lot of things has been shifted. You know what I mean? And this is on purpose. You know what I mean? This is an agenda. You know what I mean? I am the illuminator, and I'm here to, to expose that which is hidden. This is an agenda to elevate women above the men. You know what I mean? The women are beginning to be above the men. And that's, like a personal concern of mine, because I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm staunchly like, masculine, and when you're confronting a woman that has the energy of masculine energy, no, that's out of order to me, and it's unbiblical. You know what I mean? It's unscriptural. It's against the divine order of God, and I want to show y'all how this plays out. You know what I mean? With Dame Dash dealing with these women. So without any further ado, I don't want to hold y'all. I'm going to let it get right into it. Y'all check this out, man. Check this out. This is going to be a pretty lengthy video. Hopefully we can get through it fast, but I want y'all to really listen to this. Come on.
Coming up on today's show, we're asking all the questions people want answers to. Dame's most viral moments. Diddy. Jay-Z.
No word.
50 Cent. Aaliyah. And of course, we're getting into some financial advice from the businessman himself. Our co-host, Crystal Sunset, and our host, Natalia, are here to help break it all down. So let's not waste any more time. Pull up a seat, join the discussion, because you're watching POV. Dame, the last time that we saw you, your name was lighting up the tabloids.
Was that yesterday?
I think so. From your interview on The Breakfast Club.
Oh,
yes, where you announced you were buying Revolt. And you were
trying to buy. There was a pathway.
You were trying to buy Revolt, and you were the new chairman of Revolt.
Yeah, that was true.
Right, but later, the claims were denied by Revolt CEO Detavio Samuels and their legal team. Take us back to that moment.
So I was trying.
All right, before I let him begin and tell his story, now you notice they gave him a great introduction, and you see the first lady. It seems like she's the primary host of the show. She has a lot of energy, and she has potential to be a great hostess on this show. You know what I mean? And of course, they gave him a great introduction, the background of his achievements and successes. But I just want y'all to follow the pattern when they ask him a question, you know what I mean? And how he expounds. Because, Dame is, often characterized as being arrogant and abrasive, and he can be. But I see why. And you're going to see why here in a moment. Come on.
And figure out if we took on all that debt and there was a plan for growth, and I did all, I just had to take it for a test drive. So there would never be a reason. I have my own network to put my content on another network unless there was some form of acquisition or pathway to ownership. So when I was talking to Detavio, I was like, he asked me, and I was like, well, I'll put it on there, and again, I didn't even talk to him about buying it. I just was like, as long as I'm looked at in a certain way where there's a pathway to ownership. But later on a marketing level, I never said I was going to be the chairman. His man told me, all right, well, let's say you're the chairman. And in my brain, I am the chairman because I'm going to be putting my content on that network. But we agreed to it, the press release, all of that stuff. Well, I told them I was doing a press release. I sent them the press release, but then they disappeared. So I don't know. I feel again. I hit them with a
confusing. Dame, you went on there and you said you were the chairman, though, and so for them to come out and say you weren't the chairman, what does that? Yeah. So what does?
Lawsuit? I sent them a demand letter, so we're gonna have to work that out in court.
Okay.
Because they denied the claims.
Well, again, I honestly feel like they were playing with me now.
Okay.
Number one. Detavio, and I don't want to get confusing, but this is a business question you're asking. So what happens when you own a company and it's like stocks, there's preferred stock and then there's common stock. The preferred stock is usually who gets the money, whoever gets the loan, but then the common gets what's left over. Detavio knows them within the common. So the only way they could make money is if the debt was paid, the loan was paid, the investors were paid, what's left they would be able to get. If you buy it for the loan or whatever it's worth, they don't get any money. So he wanted me to put my content on there so they could boost their numbers and get an injection of money so that they at some point could sell it for enough money so they could make money. But again, remember when I said they defaulted on their loan? Did you understand that one?
Yes,
So that means, like I said, my company doesn't have any debt. Their company does. I don't have any loans on my company or my family office's company. Theirs does. I can grow. And that's what the world doesn't understand. A lot of people run around looking good, but it's other people's money. They got to pay that back.
Correct.
So my thing is, are you rich if somebody gives you a loan, or because you're spending other people's money you didn't work off?
Well, it just
That's
depends.
how you look at it?
Yes, it depends because I am in business. It definitely depends. If you're in business, you use other people's money to start scaling and grow those businesses.
That's your business, not mine.
Yes.
So let me explain something to you about business. 20 to, let's say 89% of business and entrepreneurial, they don't work. So when people lend you money, they're going to win regardless. They're going to need the money so that you can lose.
No,
I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that.
Now, I had to stop it right here, for the time's sake, for one. And two, I wanted to let it play out just a little bit longer. But I wanted to point out something. Now, y'all see these two women right here. you know, the woman with the lady with the red hair and the tattoo right here, and the short-haired lady. You know what I'm saying? These two seem to like interact more with Dame, but really not really interacting. As you can see, or if you observe, even though I didn't stop and pause it, I was about to, but I said let me let it go on. This woman with the red hair, she seems to have a certain disposition about her, especially when he began to talk about in a lengthy but business aspect of suing the Breakfast Club, right? Suing the Breakfast Club. She, you know, interrupted him, you know what I mean, midstream while he was talking about that. So he had to stop for a second and then address it. Now, here he is. He's giving out game in a logical form to beings that are governed by emotions. That's why they begin to, you know, oh, I disagree, and this and this and this and that, because there was a lot of logic being, you know, expressed as he was breaking down. You know, he broke down preferred stock, common stock, and what position that Revolt was in when they were corresponding with Dame. Now, if this was on the art of dialogue, Art would have let him continue on, because he would have understood that this is a business question that they ask him. And soon as he started talking about loans, in order to people giving you loans so you can scale your business, or that OPM or OPC, that's when this girl here with the red hair interrupts, as if she's on, you know what I mean, when he's basically giving you some information that's not very common. You know what I mean? He basically giving you the game on what's really going on, you know what I mean, when they give you loans. Because he said, y'all looking all here, looking good, and, you know, you shining and balling off of other people's money when you got to pay that back. And a lot of times when you get these loans, man, it's just like your phone being tapped. They got bugs and leeches on your phone. They got bugs and leeches and different adhesions and different, you know, terms and conditions attached to the contract. Since they loaning you loaning you their money. Come on, but watch how this takes place. Come on.
9% of business and entrepreneurial, they don't work. So when people lend you money, they're going to win regardless. They're lending you the money so that you can lose.
No,
I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that.
I wouldn't agree with
that.
Yes, I am. And I
so
run
let me ask you this. Go to your ChatGPT and ask him what percentage of business actually realizes itself. It's about 5%.
Okay.
Literally, to go raise money, and again, you may have never done this. The statistic, the algorithm it's 1 yes out of 70 no's.
Correct.
I'm not that guy. And when you do get that yes, you basically have to give up all your equity, all of it, usually not a loan, because you have something to loan against, but usually when you get an injection, you're giving up your equity for a loan, or you get a loan where you have about 5 to like 3, like a certain amount of turns on debt. Correct. So you end up paying.
But see,
you know anything about 0% APR?
No.
Well, hey, you guys. So
Wait a minute. Before I let her get into this, right? You notice what he said, just basically what I went over and covered just a minute ago. Basically, when you get a loan and all of that stuff, he basically informed them, schooling them, gaming them up on, go ahead and check your chat GPT and see it, like only a 9% or 5% of the business entrepreneurship businesses, they normally fail, but because people loan you their money so you can fail, so they could take and suck the equity out of your business, you know what I mean, whatever you borrow the money for. And he's schooling him. And you know what, notice she said, I disagree with that. He said go to Chat GPT and get the percentages. You know they're not going to do that because it was an emotional impulse right there. This is what I'm talking about, like women operating out of line in a masculine energy when they're not built for it. They're not built for it because they're too emotional, and she just basically gave an emotional response off of impulse. Dame just basically told you, go to Chat GPT and get the facts. These are facts. These are facts or basically strong statistics. And then you know what she said after all of that? Oh, I disagree. And basically, you don't know anything about APR. He's not the type that's going borrow money anyway. He's going to scale his own business by utilizing his own money. And I agree with that. He basically changed my life with that too. You know what I mean? Credit and all of that type of stuff. And you get 1 out of every 70 and stuff like that. They be denying you, and all kind of stuff, whatever. So she's brought up 0% APR. Now check this out. Check this clip that I added about 0% APR. And this is another woman talking about it. Check this out.
Get a loan where you have about 5 to like 3, like a certain amount of turns on debt. Correct. So you end up paying.
But see,
you know anything about 0% APR?
No.
Well, hey, you guys. So one of the toughest but truest lessons in life is that when something seems too good to be true, it usually is. A classic financial example of this is the old 0% interest trick. Yep, seeing the words 0% APR can feel like a sigh of relief when you're making a big purchase that you know you don't actually have the funds to cover. But trust me, this one is a marketing scam that should be avoided at all costs. So today, let's talk about all the things. What's the catch with 0% interest? Why is it too good to be true? How can it hurt you in the long run? And what should you do instead of shopping for cars or other big ticket items? Plus, if you stick around to the end, I'll share the one home improvement horror story about 0% interest that will forever be stuck in my mind. So stay tuned for that. First, let's make sure we're all on the same page about what 0% interest actually is. So 0% APR, or 0% annual percentage rate, is a loan that doesn't charge interest, either for the entirety of the loan or just a certain period of time. So let's be clear, 0 interest doesn't mean free. Similar to buy now, pay later deals, 0 interest loans are just another marketing tactic that car dealerships or furniture stores use to get people to consider buying whatever expensive item they don't currently have the cash for. And like all sales or limited time only deals, they can seem harmless and even helpful at first. And then you snap back into reality and remember that borrowing a large sum of money for something that you don't have enough cash to purchase puts you in debt and at risk for months or even years down the road. But sadly, debt has been so normalized in our culture that it's not uncommon for people to live most of their lives paying off car loans and credit card minimum payments and student loans every single month. So let's say the idea of debt doesn't scare you and you're not opposed to low interest financing. So how does 0% APR actually work? Well, typically, when you take out a loan on a car, you have to pay back the amount that you borrowed plus interest for however long it takes you to pay off that debt. With 0 interest loans, you only have to pay back the original amount on the car. But that doesn't always necessarily mean that you're saving money. Car dealerships offer this as a way to drive up sales on slow-selling models or to clear out less popular inventory and make room for new inventory. And since they're not making money off of you when it comes to interest, they typically will drive up the overall out-the-door price. So instead of saving money, you are paying for a higher price of the car that they're just trying to get rid of. And instead of being financed through a bank or a credit union, 0 interest car loans are set up through the vehicle manufacturer itself, which means you get 0 say in the terms of the loan, which actually can be a little strict and even sneaky at times. So if you slip up on just one monthly payment, you'll get hit with a new extremely high interest rates plus other fees and penalties that you never saw coming. And if this is starting to sound a little not too good to be true, you're exactly right. And
you're giving up your equity for a loan, or you get a loan where you have about 5 to like 3, like a certain amount of turns on debt. Correct. So you end up paying.
But see,
you know anything about 0% APR?
No,
interest?
I don't.
Okay, so that's why I say.
Do y'all see? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Now, I played that the lady that explained what 0% APR means. Basically, you're going to be paying longer months or a higher price, and if you default, that's when they hit you with that phantom punch. You didn't even see it coming. Then they hit you with interest rates, basically trying to get rid of merchandise that they, trying to get rid of to clear their inventory. So it's a marketing scheme. It's a marketing scam, actually. That's how she described it. It's a scam. But here Dame is, one other thing I want to point out that the lady said is that she was like, it's not uncommon for people to, take on a lot of this debt because they don't have the cash up front to pay for whatever the large ticket item that they want. So, of course, they are giving this 0% annual percentage rate, which stands for APR, and want to give it to you as a marketing scheme, really a scam to move their inventory so they could bring in more inventory and attach that debt to you. You know what I mean? To continuing that payment. Then, then they could hit you with all these clauses and be very sneaky and things like that. And that's what Dame was saying. You end up, they attach like 4 different things to the loan, and then you wind up paying more. And it's been normalized to go into debt. It's been normalized. Now, in certain cases, you could get into debt, for investment purposes, but not too much debt, but not as a main business model. The main business model is like what Dame has been talking about and preaching for years, is you only the boss when you put up your own money. You got to put up your own money. That way you don't owe anybody. You're debt free. You're debt free. So you don't have all these clauses and stuff like that. They've normalized debt. That's what credit and all that stuff is about. They've normalized debt. And here she is challenging. This is why I'm here. Here she is challenging a real businessman, a real tycoon, a real successful person that was in hip hop and all different verticals and lines of businesses and created billionaires. And here she is. You don't know anything about 0% APR. And, you know what I mean? And that's her argument, you know what I mean? Challenging him instead of interviewing him. She wants to intercept the information. And you notice is these two, you're going to notice it's going to be these two ladies on the, I guess is the left-hand side or whatever, you know what I mean? And the other two is pretty much quiet and listening and absorbing the information. But let me, for time's sake, let me go.
I just filed for bankruptcy.
But that's why you gotta be careful.
When I'm talking about a traditional business, then you can ask anyone around.
Yeah.
Or ask a person
we're
the business.
Traditional
the
business.
Breakfast Club.
We're
Let me
past
ask
that.
you this: are you really suing the host of the Breakfast Club?
No, I'm gonna. So I filed for bankruptcy, right?
Okay.
Chapter 7. So after that, I have to ask them who I can sue, and they have to pass on it first.
Okay.
They can't conceptually understand that I put all my money into my businesses. No one can understand that.
But
they
what
don't
was-
understand that when you have debt, you're controlled. Paying, for me, I don't think it's wrong to take debt. It's taking too much debt. And if you don't have to, I'm a creative culture. I don't got to get a loan to create culture. I just make it.
So you
and
gotta-
I've been successful my whole life without debt. Without it.
But the question,
That's just me.
the question
Are
is,
you
when we talk
suing?
about the Breakfast Club, are you suing?
So my point is, I'm suing the Breakfast Club.
Y'all, hold on. I had to stop it right there. Y'all noticed that the woman that with the short haircut and the pink, sweater, she basically missed what he explained. And I did edit it, so y'all go and look on this video for yourself. He basically explained the whole process because you're asking a businessman a question, so he's going to speak in business language, or he's going to speak in the vernacular of boss, his boss language is going to be, he's going to speak in the language of boss and being in business. So he basically answered the question of, are you suing the Breakfast Club in the business way? He said that I had to file Chapter 7. Once I file Chapter 7, they give me permission of who I can go after and sue, and broke that whole thing down. And you know, it's noticed, well, the woman with the short haircut said, but the question was, are you going to sue them? Basically, he answered that. You know what I mean? So, but let's continue.
I don't know. I put allegedly on it. I'm suing the Breakfast Club, but I'm really suing
5.1?
No, the people that own it.
Isn't it Clear Channel that owns?
No.
iHeart.
Okay. And which, by the way, when I was looking to buy them, allegedly, they were on their way to being bankrupt. So again, having a debt, a loan that you can't pay back because there's too much turns on debt.
So, Damon, let me ask you
don't give bad advice.
No, that's what I want to tell you. You be careful not to give bad advice. Hold on. No, you be careful because I'm in the financial industry.
We got to come back.
If you're going to come back, it only be in financial industry.
No, Dane, you're not going to do that. No, Dane, hold on.
Show me your passion and leave you in the financial industry.
No, Dane, you don't know nothing about 0% APR. I don't ask you.
I'm from the street. I flip. I don't know.
I want to make sure that the viewers know what street I flip.
Oh, I ain't letting that go down. Yeah, I know this is gonna be a lengthy video, but did y'all hear that? Basically, he was like, listen, people are accustomed to being in debt. You have debt, and when you have debt, you know, it's cool to have some debt, but you could basically create culture. You know what I mean? I'll create culture and generate your own capital, and without getting in debt and being enslaved by some sort of bank or, you know, whatever. And here she is. She was interfering and interrupting that information, and still preaching the 0% APR. You don't know what you're talking about. No. A businessman don't know what he's talking about. Who has made hundreds of millions of dollars and is responsible for billionaires. Here she is talking about 0% APR. And he was telling her, don't be giving out bad advice. Basically, you're leading people to be enslaved by these so-called 0% APR and these loans. And he's saying, look, I did all of this without any debt. You should want to hear that. But no, when you're loud and belligerent, and you know, man, and you a boss bee, you know what I mean? That gives off that energy, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being, look, the Bible says, 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11, it says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. For it's not good for her to usurp authority over the man. That's why this whole video is being made. Let the woman learn it in silence, for it's not permitted for her to teach. She's trying to teach you to get into getting that, which is traditional contractual slavery business. This is the business model of our oppressors, to get you into these loans. And here she is talking about 0% APR. And here I have the white woman that told y'all everything about what you needed to know about 0% APR. Come on.
The root of the tension with Charlemagne and DJ Envy. The root of the tension.
It's not me. They just talk about me a lot when I'm not there. That's the root. And when I come in, have to actually talk back about them, or rather talk to them about what they're saying. When I leave, they continue to talk about me. There's an algorithm. Information and algorithms is what controls our mind.
Correct.
So it's no longer a thing where you can't just say something. You have to say something. But let me just tell you this. If somebody swings on me, I'm swinging back.
So that's a good point. That's a good point.
They would stop
But when you went to
swinging,
when you went to the
on them.
Breakfast Club interview, even though you're saying you're going to sue them really for defamation in all its words, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You and Charlamagne sat there and called each other names back and forth, and you said that he was
No, my problem is
quote unquote homosexual.
I'm sorry, I think he is. So
okay, I was going to ask you that. So do you really think that he is?
100%. He's.
But it's not about
That's
you.
my opinion. But I'm not. That's not why I'm mad at him.
No.
I'm mad. The defamation comes from him saying I was lying about. So I showed him my docuseries and the trailer for My Paid in Full. He said I was lying. You cannot do that.
But that's an opinion.
If I show you something, how am I lying?
Yo, I'm sorry. I had to stop that. Did y'all hear what this lady said? Now, here Dame is, he's trying to explain, because they think the defamation... Look, see, this is what logic and reason sometimes go out of the door of these so-called boss bees or, you know what I mean, these masculine, over-masculinated women, you know what I'm saying? They figure like the defamation of character. She basically asked that question because, on the Breakfast Club, they was, shooting back and forth ad hominems at one another, Charlamagne and Dame, and you know what I mean, back and forth. That's not what he's suing for, but that's what she assumes. He said no. The defamation comes in when I actually gave him proof of the docuseries that I'm doing, and he said that I was lying. No, what she said right after that, that's an opinion. And he's like, how is that an opinion when I'm showing you what I'm doing? You know what I mean? I've given you evidence, proof of what I'm doing. That's not an opinion. You can't say I'm not doing something that I'm actually have proof of what I'm doing. Like me doing this video right now, and you're saying I didn't do this video, I'm not doing this video right now. You would be lying. That's defaming what I'm doing. I'm basically trying to devalue whatever he's doing or devaluing a product or whatever he's trying to sell or his brand. So he's going after. That's what she said, though. And you notice, though, the other two on the other, not to get into colorism, but I just got to point this out. The other two on the other side, these other two women there, they've hardly had anything to say other than the host or the hostess. And you notice they're fairer skinned than these two dark women that keep interrupting and interjecting and some of them even especially the main girl with the red hair who looked like the Chicago Bulls logo in the face. She likes to intercept what he's saying in exchange for 0% APR. But you notice that, and I don't know why that is. That was my problem with Mrs. Blanche. You know what I mean? Y'all see, just check the title, Mrs. Blanche. Why is it the darker skin of our community are being the ones that go against us even harder? Not all of them, but I'm just noticing like that's a pattern that I'm starting to see. But for time's sake, let me let him continue on.
I showed him my docuseries and the trailer for My Paid in Full. He said I was lying. You cannot do that.
But that's an opinion.
If I show you something, how am I lying if I show you? Okay,
I can show you the sky is blue, but you can interpret it that it's white. That's still an opinion.
That doesn't happen like that.
She said, as opposed to what Dame basically laid out in plain English, I showed him what I'm doing, and he's saying I'm lying. That's defamation. She said, that's an opinion. That's not an opinion, one. Then she said, I could show you that the sky is blue, and that could be an opinion. Do you see the example that she gave? Now, was that not... I'm trying to be cool because I really am a roaster. People who know me, I like to roast, especially, when it comes to topics like this, because this kind of triggers me. You know what I mean? My spiritual animal is a honey badger, and women like these two that's on his left or whatever, they're like serpents to me. You know what I mean? They're like, you know what I mean? I usually call them a particular type of serpent, which is a puff adder. Like, because they puff up and hiss at you all the time. But when a honey badger sees a puff adder, that's a meal to him. You know what I mean? He gets excited, like I'm about to eat. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? Because I'm about to come down and rebuke them. You know what I mean? I already done called the girl with the red hair. She looked like the Chicago Bulls logo. You know what I mean? If you really look at her, her face is stronger than pride. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. And then you got this woman, you know what I mean? She, she's built like the Chicago's Bull logo, but the one other one got the face of a Chicago Bulls logo. You know what I'm saying? But the other one is built like a bull. And here they is grunting and, you know what I mean? Just totally out of pocket. Out of pocket, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about. Come on.
Can't get on here, right? And I tell you a truth, show it to you, and you discredit me knowing that's a lie. You cannot call me a liar and it's a lie. You cannot do that. So what he said I was lying about was saying I didn't show him my paid in full. The nigga said I had on dirty sneakers and I had on clean ones. It could be petty, but it's, you don't understand.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't feel like that would be a frivolous lawsuit?
No, you're wrong.
All right, y'all. We're
Let me
going to
say
take a
this.
quick
Let me say why
commercial
you're
break.
wrong.
But
I've
the
been sued
discussion
before for the
doesn't
dumbest
stop.
shit in the
Next
world.
up, we're taking it all the way back to the 90s.
This is the problem I have with this show. Look, y'all should see the comments in this show. A lot of people were saying this is an ish show. Y'all know what that means. You notice the hostess, you know what I mean? Very, she has the exuberance, she has the excitement, but she don't have the social cue. And this man is still talking. And here it is, you're segueing into the next segment of the show while he's in the midst of talking. Very, very unprofessional. Never mind he's still talking. Never mind that your other co-host is still talking. Here it is, you taking the cue from wherever, this unprofessional platform, and you just totally, they gonna do this a few times. Watch this, man. But y'all, I just wanted y'all to peep that. Come on.
Talking Diddy, Aaliyah, Rockefeller, and where Dame
really
Dash
think
and Jay-Z stand today.
think
Coming up right after this, so stay tuned. You're watching POV.
Understand real business.
Okay, y'all, for those that are sticking with us.
Not the dude running past. He ain't just run past the screen like that. He ain't do that, you know what I mean? And y'all noticed that they were still talking and stuff while the commercial break or whatever, as it's coming back off of commercial break. Man, this is unprofessional. This is leaving them to their own devices, man. You know what I mean? A woman without proper instructions will be headed for self-destruction, even in the show. Watch this. Come on.
On social media during this quick commercial break. We have a question for you,
Dame. It has to
Dame.
be successful for you to tell me. I got to see.
I
got no you. It has to be you. It has to be you. You show me something.
Hello.
But you got to show. I can show you what I got to show.
I'll call him
With no
up.
credit. I can show you what I did with no credit.
Young people, they're not going to let us
I'm good.
Calamity. Now, the main culprit is those two on the other side of Dame. The dark-skinned ones, man. What's going on with y'all? Be quiet, man, while the man is talking, man. It's a blessing for him to even be there. The man is coming down to the heavens and explaining things to y'all in the most layman terms and in the most simplistic terms ever. Even where I can understand it. And I'm not into business like him, but I understand what he's been preaching for years. Traditional business is what they call is getting you enslaved, but with these debts and all of that. And Dame been that type of person since the beginning, from Genesis to Revelations, man. He been just the way he is, with the fairness, you know what I mean? He might be abrasive, he might come off arrogant, and you know what I mean, his mouth may be flaked there, he might come off like real sharp or whatever, but you gotta understand where he's coming from. But listen, sometimes that rubs certain masculine women the wrong way, and there's a clash. There's no femininity in there, except on the other side of that table, the other two women. Come on.
For those watching on social media.
I thought it was a commercial.
Thank you. We have a quick question for you, Dame. Headlines in the media. What's the biggest misconception about yourself? This was a personal question of mine. What is the biggest misconception about yourself that you would like to clear up?
I really don't care about misconceptions.
I knew you were going to say that.
He said, I don't care.
He does.
Yeah.
You want me to take my teeth out right now?
No,
I don't care.
We believe you.
No, I'm in business.
But in
I'm in
business, you do
business.
have to care.
No, in business, you have to protect your brand.
And
You just
that's
have
a
to
part
do
of your
what's legally
brand.
correct.
What
Your
about the
intellectual
business
property
you
is
want?
you.
Address everything, Dame, meaning you care, even if
Let me
you
ask you a
just care
question.
because it
You're
gives
now
your
telling me I
business
care and what I
away.
care about?
I'm telling you that I observe you and I
That's
collected
what your
enough data.
interpretation of me
Yes,
is?
and that's my
That's your
interpretation.
opinion. That's
Yes.
So what was the question?
Well, didn't we just ask that question?
The question was if there was a misconception
Oh, what was the misconception?
about you that you would like to clear
I
up.
don't really care, but I think one is that people think I'm traditionally angry and I'm always laughing. So I think that's a big misconception. I think that people think.
I know I'm responding a little bit late to this, but I wanted to. This lady basically trying to tell him what he cares about. Like, are you, like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with this girl right here, man? What's wrong with this lady, man? You know what I mean? Like, she need to chill, bro. She need to chill. Come on. Oh, you know, baby, the dude had to come out and fix the mic. That happens sometimes, but it's just showing you the unprofessionalism and it's not really organized. And I get it. They're you know, they're trying it out, but you know what I mean? They just, you know, probably just getting started or whatever. But you can't leave them to their own devices, man. Come on.
That I don't think anyone could ever think I'm struggling because they've never seen me.
Okay. We get ready to go back to the show.
I just tell me.
See what I mean? I might have to forward this, man, because this is getting lengthy. But I mean, as you can see, you know, this is very unorganized. The man's talking. In the middle of talking, they just go into commercial break. Like what? Like what kind of show is this? Come on.
Welcome back. We are taking things back to Rockefeller Records.
We are?
We're still here with
You know
the
what I love
music
about,
mogul himself, Dame Dash.
I really love women and I only listen to them. I love listening to Four because I could just be told what to do.
You don't listen.
Why do you think I don't listen?
You don't listen.
You just showed me
He
that.
was.
You
He was
say
just
a lot.
I just
No,
wait, if I didn't listen, if I heard everything.
So what was her question then if you listened?
Which question? She asked me 30.
She only asked one.
Which one?
Natalia asked you one
he got my
question.
She asked, I'm gonna tell you. Whoa, time out. She asked me what's the misconception.
And what is the
Now
misconception?
take that back.
Okay, I'll take it back.
It's these two right here, man. Hey. I don't know if y'all noticed this, man, about women. Especially, I don't know. I think it's all women in general, but since I'm black, I'm talking about black women for a minute. Y'all notice when black women have short hair, you know what I mean? And what that's always said to me is that they don't have no man in their life. You know what I mean? When they start cutting their hair and stuff like that, they either just came out of a breakup, you know what I mean, a severe breakup, you know what I'm saying, or something like, or a long-term relationship and things like that. Not all women, but I'm just saying, like, that seemed to be like a trait that I perceived on my own. I could be wrong, but you know what I mean? They be having that little short crew cut and stuff like that, and they have too much masculinity at times too. Too much testosterone in their voice and too much testosterone in their attitude when they have their hair cut like that. And you know what I'm saying? She looked like she played linebacker for the Chicago Bears. So she's really aggressive. She's really talking about he don't listen. And then when he pointed out the fact that I heard everything y'all said, and then he said, and then repeated when she asked him, well, what did Natalia, I guess that's what the girl lady name is, say to you? And he said it. He asked him what was the misconception about me. Now take that back. He's like, they ain't like me. He gonna tell you, basically checking her, you know what I mean, nicely, you know what I mean, delicately. But take that back. You know what I mean? Okay, I take it back. You know what I mean? But chill, man. Like, come on.
You win. I take it back. No arguments here.
Take it back.
None.
Now go ahead. And I told you what my misconception was. I said that people don't think I joke a lot. They think I'm upset. So you're not listening.
All right. No, we got it. Back at the table.
I'm not listening. Okay.
Young people.
So I don't know.
We're all beautiful here.
We were talking about it for a little bit. I know that it was trending.
What was trending now?
The Diddy Combs Reckoning. Did you check it out?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. So we know that you were saying that it was not going to come out. So how do you feel that it actually is out now?
I honestly thought, based on like moral codes and like coming from where like a street ethic, I honestly didn't think that he would ever do that.
Why though?
Because I wouldn't.
Even though
that would be a good
the
question.
things
Why?
Diddy has done.
Because it's just not my job to tell. I'm not a black man that's going to tear another black man down. Let them do that. But also, like if somebody, again, allegedly, it just seems like somebody, violated his baby mother in front of his kid. So yeah, but that's not how we deal with things from where we're from.
Did you check him on the back end?
Hey,
Did you check him on the back end?
I know y'all girls, but I'm not answering that. But what I'm saying is,
okay.
Did I check him on the back end?
I just caught it.
I gotta let me answer the question. So again, you may not understand like a moral conduct for a grown-ass man from where I'm from and where I thought he was from. There's just certain things and like it's not for us to tear somebody down. So for example, if I'm a criminal and I see somebody doing a crime, I'm not telling. If it might be a violation, like they might be doing some shit that might be like a violation to a kid, then I got to go handle that. If I sign on to the street. So for me, I'm not going to do that because that platform is not black owned. I'm never going to tear a black man down for a white man ever in my life. Also, I know Puff, right? And I don't think that, again, I'm not ever going to check for his moral character. As you see, we never did too much business together. But it would never be me to be the person to deliver that. Let them do it. So probably another person, I would say, go ahead, do that. Maybe someone from, so like example, TMZ called me and was like, yo, we want you to do the interview and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yo, you think I would ever make money for y'all tearing another black man down, even if that man is wrong? If I'm a black man and I want to do something, I'm going to go tear down a white man. I'm not going to tear down a black man. There's so many injustices that we see other people from other cultures do, but we don't say nothing, and they always send us to tear us down. Are you serious? I would never, ever condone a black man tearing down another black man for a white man. That will never happen.
But
and
we don't hold each other accountable.
And also another thing, just on.
I had to stop it there for a second, but y'all go check out my other video, 50 Cent versus Diddy. And I basically said the same thing as Dame. Like, 50, that was whack. I love you, but that's whack. And yeah, why are you on tearing another black man down on a white man's platform? Like, that's crazy to me. And yeah, Dame like, man, you supposed to be from the street. Now, I'm thinking the same way. But they always do that. They always send one of us to come tear one of us down. And no, he felt like, I don't think 50 is gonna go that far. We all know he's a troll. You know what I mean? He's a troll. He's gonna do stuff like that. And that's basically what I was saying. There's a lot of white people, these white powered, like I was pointing them out, like these rock bands and these executives like Jimmy Iovine, Clive, Davis and Leor Cohen, and where's their documentary? You know what I'm saying? Where's their documentary? And it's all to undermine us, to circumvent the Constitution and do away your Bill of Rights and due process, which they never gave to us anyway. That's just white people's paper. You know what I'm saying? But we have God-given rights that nobody could take away unless we allow them. But this is what it's convincing them to do. You know what I mean? They could get to circumvent the Constitution by trying you in the court of public opinion and trumping up these charges on you and finding one that's going to stick to make you pay for some personal agenda that may have against you, either to silence you or get you out of the way for whatever agenda they got going, and circumventing that which is supposed to be lawful by using these terms of legalese and stuff like that. But the main thing I want to point it out is, listen what the black woman said. This was my main problem with people like Candace Owens and that punk Mrs. Blanche, that sucker. You know what I mean? That sister girl ass nigga. Hold on. That sister girl ass nigga. You know what I mean? Talking about holding people accountable. That's what I'm talking about.
And I felt like I'm violated, I gotta wear that, or I gotta hand white man. That will never happen. And they always send us to tear us down. Are you serious? I would never, ever condone a black man tearing down another black man for a white man. That will never happen. And if a dude, listen, and also another thing, just on my moral code, if a man did that to my girl, and I felt like I'm violated, I gotta wear that, or I gotta handle that different. But I'm not making a documentary. I'm gonna go deal with it, but that's just how other people deal with things, and that's how I deal with things. So the question you asked me was why I said that? Because I never in my life would have thought that 50 Cent would make a documentary about another man from our culture, just because it seems that the dude might have tampered with his woman. And I just don't that's just not what I thought. But let me just say this. I ain't gonna speak too much on that other man, 50. The only reason why I said something about it is because he talks about me. So that's the only reason why I said something about it. And to me, he's easy work. But the thing about it is, you don't have to deal with this, right? I'm a culture saver. I'm out here fighting for us every day. Every time I argue with somebody, it's not for me, it's for y'all, because I'm good. I'm always trying to open the doors and make sure that everyone in our culture understands the path. They're usually misled to think they're weaker than they are. And I'm the guy that's going to show you that you do not have to be scared of them. You could do it on your own, and you do not have to do it for them. And they always send us to tear us down. And I just cut.
Man, let me tell you something, man. Dame is speaking the absolute truth, but I wanted to really highlight the fact that, y'all go check out my other video talking about 50 Cent and Diddy, man. He's right. And the Dame is, look, you can say whatever you want about Dame, that he's arrogant, he's abrasive and stuff like that, but he is absolutely true. He is a culture savior. He is. He's not a culture vulture. He's a culture savior. He's the one that helped a lot of rappers and stuff with their contracts and saw that they was getting robbed. He could have ran the same business model like Puff did, and basically a traditional business model that he learned from the white man, you know what I'm saying, to enslave people in their contracts, enslave artists in their contracts, 360 them to death, you know what I'm saying? And Dame wasn't with that. Dame saw them as the ops, and they are the ops. You know who else is the ops? These black women that are signing on and agreeing with that. Like she's talking about, no, they don't hold themselves accountable. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but we don't hold ourselves accountable. When you hear that word accountable, remember this. When you hear black women and black men say we need to hold ourselves accountable, a lot of them have black conservative talking points, or really white conservative, white racist conservative talking points, holding us accountable. And here's the faces of it. Candace Owens, number one. Candace Owens, Officer Tantrum, like Officer Tatum, and getting schooled by weirdos like Thomas Sowell, Ben Carson, Then you got people like Mrs. Blanche, you know what I mean, that be on Instagram 24/7 tearing black people down like it's going out of style. These suckers, Chad O. Johnson, Jackson, whatever his name is. Niggas like that. Even Stephen A. gets out of pocket every now and again, and Charles Barkley and all that. Yeah, they be getting out of pocket. But that's what I'm talking about. This video is about these women on this panel talking about hold them accountable. They're crazy. That's crazy. 50 is bugging with that. I'm not signing on. I'm not going. The ing in the word going stands for I'm not going. The ing on my PIMP stands for I'm not going. Send that chick with the red hair. Come on.
He might be a little strong and funny. We not jacking. I'm the guy that's going to show you that you do not have to be scared of them. You could do it on your own, and you do not have to do it for them. And they always send us to tear us down. And just because he might be a little strong and funny, we not jacking that, and I don't think anybody should, because morally, that is not where we want to go. And another thing I didn't like about the movie, to say the least, was a lot of it could have been hearsay. So I've been accused of a lot of things I haven't done. And if there's always, maybe you haven't been hunted in that way, but it is hunt a black man with money season out there. Trust me on that. It's best to be broke or else you're a target. So I think I'm in the best position right now, because if you sue me, you ain't getting a motherfucking thing, because I ain't got it.
Dame is on here cooking, man. He's right. It is hunt a black man with money season. Let's go back. Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? They hunted him and got him. Tried him in the court of public opinion. He went to prison. And they had to let him out because they knew he wasn't supposed to be in there. They have R. Kelly right now in prison for a RICO. Same charges Diddy got off on. R. Kelly should be home. Diddy should be home. Because all of it is hearsay. And Dame really wants to say it is hearsay, because it is hearsay. None of that is proven and substantial, what I saw of the docuseries or whatever. It's a bunch of hot mess, gossip girl you know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on.
Quick question. Since we're talking,
don't go in there trying to say I did something I didn't. I've been accused of things all the time. So for a black man to give somebody else that platform to do that, get paid for it, smile, and even go and promote it on white people's platforms, I'm not jacking that.
Okay, so our question is, what is the?
But that's why I said I
didn't think what's your relationship with Diddy today? And after watching the record,
zero relationship.
Okay, but what do you feel like? What do you feel like is the validity of the reckoning? Like, what percentage would you say?
Well,
since you have inside information, what percentage would you say is true?
Well, ask me what you think. I think I could tell you I was at the basketball game. I could say, to me, I thought Puff was copying me when he did the basketball game because we were doing the best out basketball games and just went amok. But to me, again, I like to look at things through a godly lens, which means there's a good in every bad, right? And I never, ever, I protect myself. But in this situation, what I saw with Puff is a man that needs some help, and that has been damaged since he was a young guy. I knew Puff when he was young, and the things they said were true with that. He was sort of bullied when he was young. I did see that.
Everybody tries to claim that, though.
I'm just, you asked me a question.
I know.
So you want me to answer?
Yes, please.
Okay. It's just oozing out what you feel.
Yeah, I just needed to just add.
So what I'm saying is, so I'm not saying that excuses it. I know he needs help. I know it comes from a place of pain, but what I can say is, for me, there's titans, people that fight, and most of them don't fight right.
Okay. Dame, I'm sorry,
Okay,
can I interject? Speaking of your relationship,
But I
with
think
Diddy,
he fights hard.
can you explain these pictures?
Which one? Don't be
right here.
Yeah, that's. No, that don't make that.
Like you.
Now now they, I guess this is what some people want to know. You know what I mean? Oh, you supporting them. But what were you doing in these pictures? Remember, man, these days and times are very sensitive and weird and retarded. Like, this was nothing back in the days, these pictures. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. But he's going to explain it and break it down to him. Like, you can't even do nothing without, like, everything is so, soft and weird nowadays. You can't be in the picture back in the days with another person. If you notice, Dame is way over there and Diddy's way over there. And yeah, and they're in the bed with women. It ain't like it was all men in there. But you're supposed to be in the LGBTQ YMCA community, you know what I'm saying? Or the LGBTQYMOUSC era, you know what I'm saying? Now they looking at this like this something wrong. This is something wrong. Then you got Aaliyah there. And that's J-Lo and Diddy, you know what I mean? Andre Harrell and the other girl. Come on, man. And they now they just bring up these come on. Weird.
No problem with that. Look, show me. I'm the first time you see me.
Speaking of your relationship,
But I
with
think
Diddy,
he fights hard.
can you explain these pictures
Which one? Don't be
right here?
Yeah, that's. No, that don't make that. I have no problem with that. Look, show me. I'm the first time you see me. Get off me right there. Get off me. Right? Back it up. I'm with Natani right there, but I went home with her.
Okay.
Right? So I'm with Natani right there. That's my homegirl.
Okay.
But I went home with her early. So this was like, 19, what? I was like, and this is the early days. This right there. What else? I'm not on the bed and nowhere near this nigga. You see that? Go ahead. I'm rolling.
All right,
I'm like
good.
20-something rolling right there. Keep going.
That's how you supposed to look at that picture, man. Like this dude, he was with, really. Y'all gonna get mad, especially you women. Y'all gonna get mad at me when I say this. A lot of y'all think that he was with Aaliyah. No, Aaliyah was with him. A lot of y'all think Diddy was with J-Lo. No, J-Lo was with Diddy. Natalia was with Dame. No, whatever that girl name is. They was with these men. Them men wasn't with them. Like, everything is reversed now. Like, no, it was a pleasure for them to be with them. Pleasure for Aaliyah to be with Dame. Yeah, she had talent and stuff, but Dame would have taken that woman's career and maximized it. She would be a billionaire right now if she was alive and still dealing with Dame. You know she would have, because he produced billionaires. So no, there's nothing wrong with them pictures. You're supposed to be like, look, that was me, you know what I mean, doing my thing back then. What do you mean explain these pictures? Like, man, it's a weird world we live in. Come on.
Let me ask you this.
Show the back. I gotta get you caught
But that's so awesome, though, because you all were building.
So that's what I'm saying. There's so many bad things that are happening, but there's so many good
things.
And what I'd like to do is look at the good things and isolate the bad and heal it so it doesn't happen again, but never as a vindictive act to tear another man down when he's down. Yeah. And I know y'all as women don't think that's all right.
No, but
I know you'd rather see a white man tear a black man down than a black man tear a black man down.
But it has to be some level of accountability.
So why you ain't make the doc?
Y'all forgive me, man. Y'all forgive me. Every time I hear black people, especially you black women, saying accountability, really you black men that's acting like black women, say this word accountability, that's so effeminate for you niggas to be saying that, man. But especially for you women that want to be niggas, you know what I'm saying? You that's saying that word accountability. No, but you got to have accountability. And who is she talking to? Like, she's talking to Dame Dash. Like, you talking to Dame, a legend in the game. You talking to him. I bet you if Leah or Cohen was there, they all be in pocket. She'll be an in-pocket BI. You know what I mean? She would be in pocket, silent treatment. She'll be very feminine. She will find her divine feminine then. Her divine feminine will appear out of nowhere. It'll be written all over her face. If people, or let a Jewish guy be in there, or Jeff Bezos or Jimmy Iovine, they interview. You ain't gonna be talking to him like a nigga on the street, like you trying to talk to Dame, a legend in the game. Like, who you think you talking to? Like, man, talking about accountability. No, you need to hold your face accountable. Come on. For looking like the Chicago Bulls.
Take the back to tear another man down when he's down.
Yeah.
And I know y'all as women don't think that's all right.
No,
I know you'd rather
it
see a
has
white
to
man
be-
tear a black man down than a black man tear a black
but
man
it has
down.
to be some level of accountability.
So why you ain't make the
You
doc?
always talking about
All right, so
accountability
What
with the black
accountability?
man not tearing the
The
black
nigga's
man
in
down. But
jail.
who's gonna hold him
I'm
accountable?
in
We're
jail.
talking about
I don't think
street
it's
He's in
all
jail.
black and
Not
white.
street.
It's
He's in
about
jail.
if a man needs to be
about
So he's
torn
in
down.
jail
He
because
needs to be torn
sometimes-
down
How
to
about
build,
this? Like I
period.
said, look, I told you how I felt
But
about
Dame.
that. Let's talk about me a little better. I want to talk about me.
Got it.
Dame,
I wanna talk
Dame.
about
So now that you've witnessed the downfall of Diddy, who's next?
Would you
Dame.
Since you're saying that this is the time, who's next?
So let me explain on my
So they go after them
Let me just talk for a second, please. I know you. So, from my graduation class,
Okay.
as far as administrators, businessmen, there was me. There was Puff. He's in jail. There was Irv. He's dead. There was Un. There's no more Un, really. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Sugar's in jail.
Yeah. So would you?
I'm the only one left that was not a rapper, that was really trying to be a businessman from a young age. And I feel like because I was never tempted by things that were morally compromising to my manhood, because I invented pause, I never violated any of my moral codes.
Okay.
And I think, again, if you look at who's next, are you saying who's next from a white man or who's next from 50 Cent? 'Cause- Hold on. Now let's stop
About
now.
both.
Let's stop.
Lord have mercy. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? The reaction from, that dude, you know what I mean, with a wig on. That's how she's acting, man. She's acting like she's RuPaul or somebody, man. Like, or she's just acting like she a dude, man. Like, what's going on, man? And she gets she's giving a little sighing and hunting, puffing over him, saying, because he said the white man. Didn't I just tell y'all? If that was a white man sitting there, she wouldn't be doing none of that. I promise you. None of it. She would be an in-pocket hoe. Straight up and down. She'd be in pocket like a mug. There ain't going to be no huffing and puffing and all that. He's basically telling you who's next. When it comes to white men, is it going to be a white man? That's when she got an attitude. But if it's a black man, you got to hold him accountable. Come on.
50 tried to tear down Irv. 50 tries to tear down Puff. 50 tries to tear down Jay. 50 tries to tear down me. Y'all think that's all right?
Why 50 so busy trying
You
to?
We're not talking about 50.
But
We're
I
talking
am.
about
What I'm saying is I didn't know who you were asking about. I'm like, because right now when you say who's next, because there's 50 that's always looking to tear a black man down. But
So would you
now
say
what I was
that
saying-
the other
he
point
could
of view.
finish.
potentially be next?
well,
We're gonna have to wrap
it. Shouldn't
in a
be me because I ain't got no money. Leave me the fuck alone.
But you just said you're a
Leave me
businessman
alone.
with a
Right?
lot of money.
Don't have money. What don't have to do when you don't got money? They got loans.
So, Dame, this is what people
got
want to
stuff.
know.
Loans ain't right, Dame.
I know. I said what businessman you say got money.
Dame.
Why are you saying I'm not picking a side?
No, you're not.
manipulating my
No,
words.
you are manipulating.
Oh, you're not understanding what I'm
Young
saying.
people, I always
You're saying what you
say this,
feel, but it's
it
not
doesn't call
logic.
anybody
Dame,
back
I need
up.
you.
Okay, here's me.
He said that she's saying what she feels and it's not logical. I 1000% agree with that. She's saying what she feels. It's not logical. I don't know, man. This don't seem like the platform. First of all, I've never watched The View in my life. Like, I may have seen excerpts and clips where maybe somebody might have been of significance might have been on, but I'm not. That's that feminine, that cackling hen crap. You know what I mean? That's really not for us guys, man. Because you know what I mean? It's too much gossip girl going, like what they doing what women do. This ain't the platform for Dame to come on. I think he's, it's some sort of exchange. He's probably saw some angle, whatever, or to help them out, because people like to help them out. But, and it's good that he came, went on this show. It's good, but as you can see, like, I've never watched The View. And nor will I watch the point of view unless somebody like Dame is on it, you know what I mean, correcting and rebuking these women, you know what I'm saying? Or giving some great and common information so that can illuminate you. Now, I mean, they're not even accepting the information that he's giving because they don't have it within them, because they're operating out of emotions. They're governed out of their emotions. He said, you're speaking out of your emotions, and that's not logical what you said. So come on.
Like, what do you,
Before we wrap, really fast, people want to know, as a businessman, what are you doing to reclaim your title as the business mogul, entertainment mogul? What are you
I'm a
doing?
tycoon. What are you talking about?
There you go.
There's
You
no
like that.
reclaim.
I knew you was gonna say
Time out. Wait, what I just told you about my verticals, right?
Yeah.
So there's a television network. We have our own programmatic. We have that. We have our own television network. I made these glasses. I made this suit. This is my company.
Yeah.
I made these socks. You know, it's a little ashy, I guess. So I made these
y'all,
socks.
that's a wrap for today's episode.
I direct my movies. There's no.
If you're watching
what am I going to get a job from another white man?
I'm going to take a job from another white man. With Dame
I'm never going to take another white man's money.
Until then, catch us Monday through Friday right here, only on Afro TV.
That's not going
Thank you.
That man is still talking. You notice, and the other co-host is still talking, and the hostess, the main one, is cutting the show. Like, just totally disregarding the fact that they're still talking. This is very unprofessional. Very crazy. Come on.
As a father, how would you describe?
You understand it?
I got trying to talk with Damon Dash. Let's talk about you, David, as a father. How would you describe your relationship with your children and their mothers today?
The thing I'm most proud of is my family.
So I love the fact that you've gone back into the roots of being a family guy, because when you're in the entertainment industry, I'm sure that's very complicated with you being everywhere, right? So with you now stepping out of that and basically your business life has, what I would say, restarted.
No, it's never stopped. Why do y'all say this restarted?
When I say restart, because that's what bankruptcy is. It's
it's not.
restart.
That's not. Well,
it is a restart.
Can I start?
I've done it.
Can I stop for a second? So
Hence is why I'm doing these videos. Now you hear the attitude of this woman. Now she knows, or should I say she should know, that she's before a true, authentic legend of the game, a legendary businessman. And she's going to dictate to him what a bankruptcy is, because she's done it before. Now, as if she's a businesswoman, and she might very well be a businesswoman, but you're not equivalent to a Dame Dash. Why are you talking like you know what you're talking about more than he does? And he's been doing it longer than you. And you're not equivalent to him. Look, women, get it through your head. We can't get pregnant. All right? We thoroughly understand that because we're logical. That means you are able to do something that we cannot do. We as men are able to do things that you cannot do. You know what I mean? And that is to think logically. You are not able to think it on the capacity and level that we are able to. So it takes logic, masculinity, reason to extract certain information that takes that type of energy. In business is masculine. You know what I mean? You have your feminine side to business, but the main structure of it is total logic and reason. And men are the embodiment of logic and reason, unless he's been effeminized in some way, in some way, shape, or form. But the core energy of a man is masculinity. You don't know more. You're not equivalent to him. This is what I teach, and I got it from Sinful to P. Listen, man, a woman is indeed the gift of God, but the gift of God is not equivalent to the recipient of the gift. which is the image of God. Who is the man? Man is the image of God. Women are the gift of God. But the gift of God is not equivalent to the recipient of the gift, which is the image of God, who is the man. Get that. Y'all need to get that through y'all head. There's a divine order. It's God, Christ, man, then you, then the children. That's how it goes. So you can't tell him what a bankruptcy is. You're thinking on a very limited level, as he's about to explain. It's not starting over. Watch this.
Life as what I would say restarted.
No, it's never stopped. Why do y'all say this restarted?
When I say restart, because that's what bankruptcy is. It's
no, it's
a
not.
restart.
You know, that's not. Well,
it is a restart.
Can I start?
I've done it.
Can I stop for a second? So when Donald Trump files, does he restart?
Yes.
No, it's a business.
He moves assets and does it again.
See, you're doing that thing.
I'm doing that thing?
Don't let me land the plane.
You're not
landing the plane. You're steering the plane into the woods.
Come on, you gotta land the plane.
Answer the bad. I'm gonna let you finish.
And don't point at us because we're behaving on this side.
Y'all know. Hold on. Y'all know this with the. No, hold on. Let me go back.
Does it again.
See, you're doing that thing.
I'm doing that thing.
Don't let me land the plane.
You're not landing the plane. You're steering the plane into the woods. Come on, you gotta land the plane.
Answer the bad. I'm gonna let you finish.
And don't point at us because we're behaving on this side.
You notice what the light-skinned girl said? Because Dame did like this. Y'all doing that thing. When it was really the girl on that side. Those two over there. Mainly those two. The main with the red hair. But the other one, the fullback, she's doing it too. But you notice what the Dame was pointing like this. You notice what the light-skinned girl said? Hey, don't point over here because we've been behaving over here. In other words, that's been them over there doing that. Why is that, man? That the darker shade ones, like, it almost make me feel like they have to, like they've been overlooked for women that are fair complexioned, so they have to be more aggressive and getting their point across, or, they might not have a strong enough voice, or, the guys might have went after the light-skinned chick, boom, 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 and seem like the light-skinned girls are more in pocket. Like, like it's a crazy dynamic, man. I don't understand. Like, it's crazy, man. But they feel like they gotta say something or they gotta be aggressive and oppose you. And no, sit down, be quiet. Let the woman learn in silence. Come on.
I'm gonna let you land the plane. Land the plane.
What was the question again?
See what I'm saying?
No, I'm just playing. I filed because I had lawsuits and taxes. It wasn't because of any lack of cash flow or bad business. So what I've been doing is building. So a brand, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or right, but to have a brand that sustains, it takes about 10 years. After 10 years, but you have to usually you take loss for 10 years. So the last 10 years, I've been building my television network, building my catalog. I have building my music, building every single thing, but without debt. Without debt. So again, what happens usually, and this is from experience, you get loaned a lot of money, everyone gets a salary, and you lose money for a long time, and by the time you figure out the business, you're out of money. And then you have to sell cheap. That's what's happened to me, right? And then it's distress, and then there's an announcement, you think they made money, they just paid the debt. It's all bullshit, right? So I didn't want to get in that situation again, where I overspend learning a business, because I'm a man that likes to be in a humbling way, starting over every time by starting different verticals. So I can't do no more in the music business. I tore it up, tore it down. I did everything you could do. Jay-Z, Kanye, Cam, I could go on and on. Fashion, I did my big one as well. But there's, degrees of fashion, but this is why I wanted to do bespoke. I think, hip hop needs to grow up and understand what it means to have a tailored suit, as opposed to wearing another man's name on their body for money. So I'm trying to do that, but those verticals exist. So I've been building these, even down to the jewelry I wear comes from RMH, a company that the family office owns. So there's no restart. It was get that debt off me. But really what it was this dude kept suing me. allegedly, Chris Brown, in 10 different courts, allegedly. I went through 4 different trials.
But
No. Chris Brown, and what was happening was, every time we would start a new vertical from the family office, he would say, I own it, and then it would make gray areas. You know this. If you send a letter to a bank, they shut you. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. The problem with giving a bank your money is it's not yours once they got it.
But the gentleman that you just mentioned, didn't he go back to the bankruptcy court and petition for this same change because he's saying that I still got money. It was not a part of the bankruptcy and it shouldn't be included?
He's just fucking with me. So exactly. What is that? Tell me what that even sounds like. What did he say? So what he said was that the last thing that they had a motion for, again, he's just wasting time. And again, that's why I'm going to sue his ass. I got a RICO for him. A civil RICO for him and all his conspirators. And I went in front of the committee and was like, let me know when I can sue this dude because he won't stop. Right? So what he did was he said the things that I said had no value because he wanted to bring some shit to bankruptcy. I start a lot of companies. You copyright them or trademark them so you don't get sued for using them. But it doesn't mean there's an LLC or they exist. So there would be companies that I've had over the last 10 years. I'm not going to start an LLC with them because it costs $2,100 a fucking year to keep it open, whether it's making no money or not. It pays to have an LLC. You have to pay for it. So I don't pay for an LLC until I'm about to activate, but I protect the trademark. So until it makes money, I don't do the LLC. You get that, right? So because of the trademarks are owned, he like, these should go to auction. I'm like, they're not worth nothing, bro. There's no LLCs. I don't do nothing with them. These shits is 20 years old.
Correct.
So go ahead, take them to auction. Because I said they were worth $1. He thinks they're worth more. Now, here's the question you would ask him. Before he would get paid, and you should know this if it's business, child support gets paid first.
All government.
The government gets paid first. He's third in line.
Right.
I owe the government $20 million. So if $5 million even gets made, he ain't going to see it. So why is he still pushing the issue? You logically tell me that one.
Well, I know what Chapter 7 entails,
why
so
is he
I know.
doing that logically if it's not
It could be personal.
It's not could be, it is. There's no money. He took when we took a Reasonable Doctor auction, he paid for it, didn't make $1. No one came and showed up. He didn't make $1, but he paid for it. It's retaliatory.
Okay.
We got to
Okay, so Dame, I want to know.
You got that.
We got it, Dame. So we really want to know what is the biggest misconception about financial stability in the
There is no such thing.
It is, Dame.
Okay, let me say this. Okay. Let me say this.
See what I mean? The main culprits is those two over there. Now, she said, what is your misconceptions of financial stability? She really don't know who she's talking to. He's like, there is no such thing. And she said there is. You know what I mean? And as if she knows more than Dame. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's crazy for you to even be challenging a man. Just let him, you asked the man a question, he answered it, and you're responding with a disagreement without allowing him to explain why he's saying what he's saying. Let the women learn in silence, for it's not permitted unto them to teach, but to be in silence and with all subjection. And if they are to learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. That's the problem. A lot of them ain't got no husband at home. A reason why they can't hear and they can't understand is because they're trying to be husbands when they should be wives. They're trying to be men when they should be women. There's a lot of women that would hear and just follow and obey and listen to this man, like those other two women are sitting on the side listening. It's like one half is on one half of the cross, and the other one is on the other hand of the cross, and Dame is like Christ in the middle. And you got the thief on the cross, two thieves on the cross, one good, one bad. That's what it seemed like, man. It's crazy. Come on.
You're right. I think the problem with our community is we think we should make all our money in entertainment. And that's based on
That's not correct.
Can I just finish? You're doing that thing.
I'm gonna do it because it's not correct.
I want to hear.
You ask
Go ahead.
How you ask my opinion? Tell me my opinion.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be
That's
the
not what
villain.
I'm thinking.
I will be the villain. Go
Let
ahead.
me just
We
talk.
know. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just land the plane. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
Land the plane.
You got it. You got it.
So as I said before or tried, I've made all my money.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? She said, not only said you're interrupting me, she went even further to say, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna keep interrupting you because what you're saying is not true. He hasn't even got a full thought out yet. How do you know what he's saying is not true? And tell me the last person. Tell me the business that you're in that's successful and turned average people into billionaires. Tell me when you have done that. Then I'll listen to you as opposed to listening to Dame. In other words, be quiet. You know what I mean? Be quiet and sit and listen for a change, man. Stay in your lane. That's, you know what I mean? That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on.
Let's get factual so you can't say I'm lying or tell me I'm thinking something wrong. Most of my money has come from creative business and based on public opinion.
Okay.
A lot of times we don't want to just focus on just service and good work. You don't even have to be seen. And also, a lot of time we're taught to own the brands, but not the factory. We're taught to sometimes rent, but not own. It's just it's a perspective of business that we don't understand, and there's levels to this shit. But because we're always in survival mode, we always want that breath of fresh air. We can't sustain, because when you sell drugs out there, when you sell drugs, you get your money quick, but it doesn't last.
Correct.
But when you want something that lasts a long time, I'm telling you, I always have invested like Rockefeller didn't happen overnight. That took 10 years to realize
How
itself.
did you invest in Rockefeller?
From selling drugs.
Okay, so that's what I want to get to, Dame.
But
you
the
talk
thing
about
is,
your money came from the streets. So
No.
there's people that's not in the streets who
Right,
don't have
I know
money
that.
to start these businesses
I know
that you say you need to
But
have
it's a
so much
different
money
day.
to
That's
start.
why, but this is why I quit. So once I saw another path at a young age, I wasn't like 30 when I quit. I was a teenager. So I realized that there's other ways. All you have to do, once I learned marketing and buying something for a price and selling it for more, from buying an ounce and selling it and breaking it down, I was like, I could do that with a T-shirt.
So what do you tell the person who has no money to start?
I would say flip.
This is where you talk about credit. This is where I have to tell you.
And I not let me answer.
It's okay, Dave.
Are you not gonna let me answer?
Okay, go ahead.
When I say flip, it would mean
He had to literally point at her and say, are you not going to let me answer? This is what, like, are you... She's not interviewing him or questioning him or inquiring to find out any information. She's inquiring to interject her opinion, which has no dominion over Dame or anybody else. And it doesn't abide in the truth. She's basically still pushing zero. She has 0% APR right now. See what I mean? You have 0% chance APR of achieving any type of business that Dame has achieved with your annual percent rating in any business. You have 0% chance of ever measuring up to the likes of a Dame Dash. Yet you want to interrupt him and disagree with him instead of sitting there and learning in silence. That's going to be the title of this video. You need to learn in silence, man. Y'all need to learn in silence because you don't know what you're talking about. Come on.
go buy 20 of these for $20.
Have the money first.
It costs $20.
Don't matter.
All right, so again, listen. I'm gonna say, go pull your skirt up, get your ass out there and go work. Not a woman. A man. I would say, go be a man and figure it out. That's what I'm saying.
So if you don't want to do that, right?
Nah,
I think you guys can understand.
You have no choice.
Hold on, Dame. I'm gonna give you another choice because I want to make sure people understand they have an option.
The men
you guys can leverage credit. All right. If you don't want to do what Dame said, you can leverage credit. You can leverage credit and get access to 0% APR. Me?
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? She's still talking about you can leverage credit and 0% APR. When I had that woman in the white woman, you notice it's a white woman that kicked the real game about 0% APR. And here you got this black, loudmouth, belligerent boss biatch trying to tell you what you should do when you can basically do just exactly what Dame said, flip. And you can just flip your money. He changed me from even trying to even go down that route with credit and all of that. Like, forget all of that. You know what I mean? That's cool, but nah, forget all of that. You know what I mean? Flip your money. It's crazy, man. Come on.
Cause you're
Me.
But now I'm a black man that don't
I have to educate you, Dame, because you're not willing to listen. I need you to listen first. Hold on, Dame. Nope.
Why? First of all, who are you? Why are you trying? That's like Danielson trying to teach Mr. Miyagi. Why are you even trying to do that when you should be sitting there listening to learn? You're in a great opportunity to learn some information that you don't know. And besides, you don't know what you're talking about. You're really misleading the people talking about 0% APR and stuff like that. You could literally leverage credit. Is that okay? Cool. That is true. But where's your business? What's the name of it? Whom have you duplicated? What's the name of your business? What are you making annually? What is your CPM? Where is your money at? Like you don't have none of those questions answered. You know what I mean? And yet you trying to usurp authority over the man. That's why you're doing what you're doing, man. Hey, she's single like a mother. You know what I mean? Both of them. All of them probably are, but the other two ladies, they're acting like ladies. They're sitting there and they're listening. The hostess is just trying to be a hostess. She's following cues of the whoever's cueing her, talking about, cut the time or whatever, but she's a little bit unprofessional and, you know what I mean, thinking she's, but she's at least trying. The other one is silent. They're sitting in silence. Them other two, especially that the Chicago Bulls logo, the face, Chicago Bulls logo face woman, she's out of pocket. Like, she's straight up out of pocket, bro. Like, be quiet and listen, man. You know what I mean? Like, chill out. You're in a privileged position to be before someone who has duplicated and made people and turned his artists into billionaires. So you need to be quiet and listen. Come on.
Can I say
I need
something?
you to listen first.
I thought we was interviewing me.
Give me a second. I know. Give me a second. Because you said a whole lot, and I need them to understand
But
it.
I want you to understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Being that most of us are not from money that's generational.
Yes.
The average one of us does not start with this credit you're talking about. Let me finish.
That is correct.
I'm talking about me. Every time I've walked in the bank, it wasn't about I'm talking about, I hate Chase Bank. I hate the Bank of America. They will not give a loan no matter what, business, whatever. I've never in my life, me.
Dang.
Let me talk about me.
Okay.
I haven't been able to ever get a loan. I haven't been able to do these things. And what they make you do to get the credit to get the loan,
Dang.
I usually, let me finish. So can I ask you this? Has it not worked for me?
Dang, because I don't want you to.
Yo, man. I'm sorry for keep stopping it, man, but come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? This is absolutely, you know what I mean? Like, this is a long video, man. I hope this is necessary to help somebody, because it took me a minute to even want to do this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like long. And I wanted to edit and cut out some, but I don't even want y'all to miss any of this. The Bible, it's like right off the pages, man. Look, it talks about our people. We're the children of Israel. We're the Israelites of the Bible, right? And in the book of Jeremiah, I think it's 18:16 or 16:18, whatever. One of them where it says, or 20 chapter says, children of our oppressors and women rule over us. In captivity, That's how you know it's talking about us. So they have exalted our women into the state of like they're above us, like they could tell us about something that we're actually proficient in. You don't know what you're talking about. And you sitting here huffing and puffing and can't let the man speak. Guess what? They're not interviewing you. You're interviewing him. He's the best definition of important, not you. You're important, but you ain't as important as him. You know what I mean? Be silent and learn with all subjection, man. Chill. You know what I mean? Like, dang, yo.
People think if they don't, they're not going to get access to funding because if their credit, the banks don't care if you white, black, mixed, Puerto Rican, Haitian,
talks about credit show. I don't know about credit.
Okay.
I never got it. So if you're asking me about it, I will not be able to give you an intelligent conversation about credit.
Okay, so say you don't know
what. Set me up to fail to ask me about credit. I'm gonna check you.
She told him to tell. She's basically telling him what he should say. Basically, say you don't know enough. No, you don't know enough. I'm telling you my experience. I'm the one y'all are interviewing. They're not interviewing you. They're interviewing me, and you ask me my opinion. That's what I'm talking about. Like, yo, I love this type of content. Rebuking them and putting them in, checking them like a Nike sign. Check them. I love doing it. It don't bother me. You know what I mean? And I remember when Pippin King said, you know what I'm saying, a lot of, we give women inspiration and motivation, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes in return, sometimes they'll give you aggravation. And he said it like this. I put that part in with the aggravation, but he put the part in there. Hey man, pimping is a non-contact sport, man. You know, man. No evidence, no fingerprints. You know what I'm saying? We don't put hands on hoes. We put plans on hoes. But there was a time in my life with that kind of attitude or whatever, though I didn't have the information, the illuminated information, the game. You know what I'm saying? I used to speak in the vernacular of hands and feet. Not that I would use my feet and all that, but it was a shaking going on. There was carpet ministry, you know what I'm saying? Linoleum, you know what I'm saying? Silence, you know what I mean? Order. I would have to establish order by sometimes bringing her to the barbershop and giving her a new hairdo or becoming a hairstylist, man, with no cosmetology degree, and give her a brand new hairstyle for being wayward and out of pocket until the game descended upon me with some information called, hey man, pimping is a non-contact sport. No evidence, no fingerprints, and I've been good ever since. You know what I'm saying? I've learned that we don't put hands on women, we put plans on women. You know what I mean? Give them motivation, inspiration. So, you get the spirit of, checking them verbally, or, put a plan in action. Well, okay, then you demonstrate to me how this works. Where is your, show me your bank slips. And you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? What is the result of your thoughts? What's the result of those? And then see what happens. Let's make a comparison if you want to do that. But when we already know there is no comparison. She ain't got no business nowhere near equivalent to Dane. Nowhere near that. Come on.
Business.
I'm not that guy.
Business is directly correlated with credit as well. The business that's been successful
for me has been the way I've done it. That's all I can teach.
Okay.
That's it. So I've been taught, and the way I've been successful, the way I made history, the way I put Jay on, the way I put Kanye on, the way I put Lee Daniels on, the way I put Rachel Roy on, was the way I did it. I flipped. I don't know no other way.
Okay.
And also, I was able to sell 3 or 4 companies based on a multiple in EBITDA. You ever sold a company before?
I have.
What's it based on?
Can't tell you.
I'm going to tell you what it's based on. It's a formula.
Here it is. He asked them, have you ever sold a company before? Somebody said, yeah, but what was it based on? She couldn't tell him. So, that doesn't sound very credible. Then he's about to really school them on what's going on what business really. This is what he about to really do. This is what I like there for. Because he's really just speaking and telling the truth. But while doing that, and he brought up a term called EBITDA. I had to look that up. I had to look it up so I could be illuminated, enlightened about what is he talking about. And watch this. Watch this. Come on.
For companies based on a multiple and EBITDA. You ever sold a company before?
I have.
What's it based on?
Can't tell you.
I'm going to tell you what it's based on. It's a formula that's based on EBITDA. Do you know what EBITDA is?
I've heard, but
then let's not talk about business.
Okay,
let's find out what EBITDA means. Let me read it to y'all, man. EBITDA is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Amortization is a financial metric showing a company's core operational profitability by adding back non-cash expenses. In parentheses, they got depreciation, amortization, and non-operating costs, interest, like zero APR, and taxes, to net income, providing a clearer view of cash generating ability for comparisons and valuations, notes, focus as CFOs and wines. It helps assess performance independent of financing, tax structures, or asset write-downs, acted as an alternative to net income, explains Indeed.com and Investopedia. What does it mean? Core profitability shows how much a business makes from its primary operations, says Corporate Finance Institute and Square. Cash flow indicator, a proxy for cash flow, as it adds back non-cash expenses like depreciation, asset value reduction, and amortization, intangible asset write-offs. Performance comparison allows for apples to apples comparisons between companies by removing various factors like debt levels, interest, tax situations, and depreciation policies, notes, focus, CFOs. EBITDA. Basically what Dame talking about. Flipping. This is my core operating, cash generating operation without the assistance of financing and taxes, and she don't know. This is what I'm talking about. You should let the woman learn in silence. He here dropping some game on you, and you didn't even know what he was talking about. Come on.
EBITDA. You ever sold a company before?
I have.
What's it based on?
Can't tell you.
I'm going to tell you what it's based on. It's a formula that's based on EBITDA. Do you know what EBITDA is?
I've heard, but
then let's not talk about business.
Okay, let's not talk about
Let's
We don't need to be talking.
Let's not talk about business. What's Desiccator for? Tell us that. Bring it back.
Don't get discouraged, people, please. You can still start a business. You can still start a business with $0, y'all. Okay, getting access to 0% APR capital. Okay, go ahead.
Y'all listen to her if you want to. Who would you rather listen to, her or Dame? Simplicity. Come on.
Go ahead. Just so you can know you have options. Don't get discouraged because you
never say that I know about getting a credit. I just don't know it.
Okay, you know what?
It's not that easy, but you know
it is easy. It's as easy as one.
I don't know this one. I don't know this.
If it's so easy, where's your business? If it's so easy, how come you don't even know what EBITDA is? If it's so easy, where is your money at? Why are you not owning this show if it's so easy if you're a businesswoman? Is this your show? I guarantee you it's not. You know what I mean? Where's your business? You know what I mean? If it's so easy, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. AB 1 2 3, ABC 1 2 3. Where is your business at? Of course, we already know the answer to that. Come on.
You can go zero to rich quick.
Let's move on to the next.
Oh my, you're a bully, man.
Let's go switch gears here.
Why?
What's the
You notice he called her a bully? And you notice that I call her, she's the sister to the Chicago Bulls logo in the face. You know what I mean? That's her brother, and they twins. You know what I'm saying? Identical. You notice that? And you notice her hair is red too, like the Chicago Bulls logo. You know what I'm saying? This minotaur looking ass chick, like, be quiet, yo. You know what I'm saying? She's the real Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? Because she got a stallion look in her face. You know what I'm saying? She looks literally like a stallion. You know what I mean? Or a bull, you know what I mean? Like, stop it. Be quiet. You know what I mean? You don't know what you're talking about. You trying to lead our people into the 0% APR. The white woman broke it down to us that's really a marketing scheme. Not even really a scam. Yeah. So you want 0 for 0. You think them people gonna just loan you money, ABC 1 2 3, leveraging credit and all of that? Like, come on, he's trying to give you which is now called a non-traditional way, because debt has been exalted to the heights. Now you got to have debt in order to make you. If you're in debt, you're going to be controlled by those who lend it to you. And the Bible said we were supposed to be lenders, not the borrowers, as the people, children of Israel, like us black people. Now we are the borrowers and they are the lenders. Our oppressors are the lenders. They ain't gonna lend you no money just for nothing if they can't suck every thing from you, or if they can't exploit you in some sort of way, and you gotta go in there begging and doing all this backwards flipping when you could just flip, buy 10 of these and flip it, and then make your own profit margin or EBITDA. Come on.
Talk to us about your paid in full. Talk to us
it's
about
called
that.
My Paid in Full. It's OG stories, and the announcement hasn't been made official, but it's been done. There's 10 episodes. I can show you the trailer, just like I showed Charlemagne. He said I didn't have it.
Right.
And it'll be on BET. You'll see it. It should be on February. But again, I haven't made an official announcement. They haven't made the official announcement. They wanted to, you saw what just got done. Paramount just got bought, and all these kind of things happened. So it wasn't so much of an announcement in this moment because a lot of things are confusing. But you will see it. I will show it to you.
Okay.
I licensed it to them. Okay. So I made it first and then licensed it to them.
Good.
And you'll see it. And what my method is, I start with the docuseries so you understand the characters have a vested interest. And then I make the scripted version of it. You know what I mean? So I create a whole world, the universe. My business model is called the octopus. There's the head and then there's 8 legs. And each one of those verticals make money, support the leg. If one doesn't do well, you can chop it off. It'll grow back. It doesn't affect the head. So everything that I do always has 8 different ways to make money. So you may think I'm trying to make money this way, but I'm really doing it that way. See, the thing about business, what people don't understand, it's not everybody's business how you make the money. Because you're a target. So I guess maybe you'll never know how I make money. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why
you put it in a trust.
I don't have any money, but all my family business, the family office is in
It's a trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should talk about
revocable.
that.
Yeah, definitely. Go with the.
There you
now
go.
you're telling me what to talk about. You wouldn't let me get there.
Because you say you want to educate people. You say you want to educate people, but you said yours is in a trust. You're like giving people a little bit, you breadcrumb them, and you don't give them the full
you wouldn't
circle.
let me give the
This is what I mean about emotions. You know what I mean? Emotionally triggered, emotionally impulsive. So because this is a logical conversation and you're having it amongst emotional individuals, notice the tool on the other side. So you know it's not all across the board. This is when you're acting out of your emotions and transitioning from that into try to appear masculine. So you want to clash with them. You notice the other two ain't did none of that. They sat aside, listening to every word he said. But these other two, these darker skinned women, these Mrs. Blanche women over there, that's, you know, they look like they also spent, like he does or she does, spend the night in the barbecue grill. They're over there interrupting, interjecting. That man is talking about his family office, family business. And look, I love that business model, Dame. And there's nothing wrong with if I, duplicate it. It's called the octopus. And you have the octopus is the head with 8 tentacles, meaning 8 verticals. You know what I mean? A different business, which I endeavor to do. You know what I mean? Which I am doing. You know what I mean? With my business. You know what I mean? So here it is. He's trying to explain that coming from a family office, meaning a family trust. He didn't even get a chance to utter it yet. Here she is bringing up trust as if she's a expert on trust structures, like she invented it. He's been doing this since Moses parted the Red Sea, and here you is, Miss Johnny come lately, Johnny May come lately, and you trying to tell him about the fact that trust, because you overly emotionally impulsive and you just want to get your masculinity, your masculine point on and talking about trust. Yeah, I know about trust. And you didn't even get there. You breadcrumbing. No, he was giving you the game, but you ain't never listening. You keep interrupting him. Those other two ain't interrupting him. You know what I mean? Whether they're absorbing the game or whatever. But guess who is? Guess who was? Me. Guess who? I soaked up all that game. Because I understand. I'm logical. And I also can understand and discern what you're doing and why you're missing it. You interrupting him. That family office is the trust. If you'd have let him get it out. But you act like you have more information to offer than he does. And you're completely wrong. Come on.
You say you want to educate people, but you said yours is in a trust. You're like giving people a little bit, you breadcrumb them, and you don't give them the full circle. Then you've been talking and you ain't said nothing about no trust until I just asked
you would not let me.
But you went on Breakfast Club and talked about all of that already. You did not mention the trust at all. You never told me
at all today?
Damn, how many
I'm
times
just asking, have you interrupted me today at all?
How many times
have you cut me off today at all?
Yes,
so that's the reason why.
Well,
I stopped you from cutting me off.
No, you.
I think the information that you talked about with the trust is extremely.
You like to be the you like to be in any room. You like to be the protagonist, don't you?
No.
That's not.
You're answering for her.
I'm answering.
She actually, look, you see what he said? Like, you actually to be the antagonist in the room, don't you? Talking to the girl in the red hair. You know what the fullback said? William, the refrigerator, Perry's little sister said. She said, no, you know what I mean? As if she knows she's been doing that, interrupting or whatever, and wanting to be the antagonist in the room. She actually thought he was talking to her. And he wasn't talking to her. He was talking to the Chicago Bulls, you know, Michael Jordan. She was talking to her. And he's like, dang, you speaking for her now? When she actually thought that he was talking to William the Refrigerator Perry, Wilhelmina Perry, Wilhelmina the Icebox Perry. You know what I mean? He wasn't talking to you, but you know you've been guilty of doing that. You know what I mean? Wanting to be the antagonist in the room. I think we almost done. No, oh God, come on.
Come on over here. Okay. See that?
It's
see
okay. It's all right. It's all right. You good.
As long as it wasn't vodka.
But Dame, I think that with I'm gonna say what the misconception is. Because no one wants to say it. People think that you're arrogant.
I am.
No, he is arrogant. He is.
No. I let you talk, so you gonna let me talk now. People think that you're arrogant.
That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. She been wanting to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? She look like she ready to tackle you anyway. Dang, look, she got on shoulder pads and all of that, man, ready to tackle you. But you see, that's the type of attitude, that spirit, man. Nah, I'm not going. Come on.
And I don't mistake arrogance. I feel that you know what you're talking about. You just go in circles so much that we can't get to the point of what you're really saying.
Y'all just keep interrupting me so much. You don't understand.
Because if we don't, you're going to take us to Guam.
No, that's not the truth at all. Let me ask you a question. If I was just talking and nothing got done, then I can understand that. But I'm a very productive person.
Okay.
I can't do anything on my own. There are people that do understand me. You just don't. And that's the reason why now what you would say is, if this person just talked all this shit, but didn't put all these people on in different kinds of businesses, different verticals, also, by the way, run into schools and teach. So I'm a principal of principals of something called the OSG. I actually literally sit there and teach principals how to do entrepreneurship. I have a doctrine. Did you know that? I don't even sport it. But my point is, I do teach, people do listen, and a lot of people can't comprehend. Those are the ones that apply. And again, my way is not good for everybody. Okay. But if you want to make history, like I have, you will have to be arrogant. Or you'd have to be received as an asshole. That's why I said it's a misconception. It's not a misconception. I'm an asshole to those that I am punishing. There's someone has to take the L. They've been robbing from us forever. A long time, since we were in control when we were Moors. They've been taken for a while. Our self-control, our mentality, all of those things. You got to be an asshole to take a block to bring peace. I'm never going to be a nice guy to do this job. But what you got to remember is everything I've done has helped you. It's helped you, it's helped you, and it's helped you. Because what we've been doing here, as far as communication and television, I've been doing it right now. I'm fighting to teach y'all about CPMs. Do you know what a CPM is? And that's a damn shame, because you're in a business where you're making money from CPMs and you don't know what it is. And you.
Boy, this is how you handle them. That's how you do it, Dane. They're in the business. They're in the business of putting content on YouTube and having this platform or this podcast, whatever, and they don't know what CPM is. Neither did I until I watched this. But not once would I've interrupted him, because you would have missed out on the information. Do you think they're even going to apply the information of even finding out what CPM means? They're in the business that acronym deals directly with the business that they are currently in, that we are currently in as content creators and people that do podcasts and stuff like that on platforms like YouTube. They don't even know what it is, but we about to find out what it is, ain't we? Guess who about to find out what it is? Me, that's who.
Television, I've been doing it right now. I'm fighting to teach y'all about CPMs. Do you know what a CPM is? And that's a damn shame, because you're in a business where you're making money from CPMs and you don't know what it is. And you can't come up here and talk about business if you don't know your own.
Let me school y'all on what he's talking about, because I had to enlighten myself or illuminate myself on it. CPM in marketing stands for cost per mil, or cost per thousand. I think mil is the word for thousand in Latin or something like that. It's a pricing model where advertisers pay for every 1,000 times their ad is displayed, an impression in parentheses. It's a crucial metric for brand awareness campaigns, helping businesses compare the cost efficiency of different platforms like Facebook, Google Display Network, and understand the price of reaching a large audience, with the M coming from the Latin word for 1,000. How it works. Calculation: total campaign cost, total impression by 1,000 equals CPM. Example: if you spend $100 on ads that get 20,000 impressions, your CPM is $5. 100 divided by 20 equals 5. Key uses in marketing. Brand awareness. This is why they do it. Ideal for broad campaigns focused on getting your brand seen by many people. Media comparison allows marketers to compare the cost effectiveness of different channels. Social media, which they're on, display networks. Budgeting helps allocate resources by showing the cost of reaching a specific audience size. CPM. Come on.
So a CPM is how you get paid when a commercial plays in front of your content, and it's based on an algorithm. It's based on it's like a warehouse with hundreds of thousands of brands that are bidding in 1 second for a behavior pattern, and it's based on how much engagement you get. But what happens is you get paid a CPM on YouTube, but they don't tell you how much they get. They tell you what you want. They make $100, give you $1. You got to say thank you, and you don't know what they got.
You don't know what
but I'm fighting for you now. I'm teaching you now. What you know now is because of what I taught back then. I'm the one that's been saying being independent for so many years.
You see that? How they didn't even know. In the business, you didn't even know. And when they say he's arrogant and abrasive, no, he's passionate and because he's tired of being robbed. Don't you notice? No, don't you know Dame has the perception of that Jay-Z and all of them have went on and became bigger and he's broke? That's the public perception that they put out there for us to see, when really he's the William Wallace trying to fight for us behind the scenes. That's why he was arguing with Leor and all of them back in the days and blah, 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 blah. When it was Jay-Z the whole time wanting to abandon ship, you know what I'm saying, to join forces with these dudes, these characters, these bugs and leeches, these chumps. And he didn't want no part of that. He wanted ownership, independence. He's never changed. But his information only grows and develops in that vein. So while he's talking about freedom, independence, you talking about slavery as if it's cool, like 0% APR, and cutting him off before he could even get the word trust out of his mouth. And here it is, the Wilhelmina the icebox, the refrigerator Perry. She's over there, nodding her head, and she knows she don't know. You know what I'm saying? She knows she doesn't know. You know what I mean? But did you notice the other two fair-skinned women, they ain't saying the word. They sitting there listening. What is it up with you, dark skin? You know what I mean? I don't get it. Chill out, man. Man, if this was on the Art of Dialogue, we'd have really got the information without all this interruptions and stuff like that. Come on.
I'm the guy that said stop taking those loans because they control you. So all I'm saying is, in this business, when you're given a loan, you got to do what you're told till you don't owe no more. And the way people look like they have money is they keep getting loans. And at that point, there's no more morals because they have to do what they're told to get the loan. So most people that you... Pardon?
When I get done, I'm raising my hand.
Oh, I thought you gave me a 5.
When you're done.
I thought you said... I thought I'd get it.
I'm just trying to get in. I'm just trying to get in.
All right, so I'll stop there.
Let's slow the gear.
So that's the... So was I talking in circles there?
So wait, Dave, you went a little.
And that's why I wanted to come in because
it was a business you relate to.
You weren't talking in circles there. And so what it made me think
I'm never talking in circles.
But this is what I want to know. I want to know, are you...
Just slow it down and just listen to me.
You can't trying to talk to you. You can't even...
Because you were saying little things in the back, though.
All I said was...
You notice the light-skinned girl that she was trying to talk, and she was like, damn, I'm just trying to get it. I'm just trying to get a word in. But it was really those other two in the background saying little slick and snide remarks and stuff like that he's constantly got to respond to for them talking. You know what I mean? And he was like, because you're talking. You know what I mean? You're really the one interrupting the light-skinned girl. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Oh my God!
Stop doing that.
I'm gonna let you take my silence. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I would take your silence as respect.
It is a form of respect.
For you.
My question is that with all the information that you have, we know that you are a brilliant man. Mm-hmm. But what I want to know is, are you so learned? Are you so smart that you're not teachable? And I ask that because when I hear the information that you have and your delivery, even when we asked earlier about you feeling, how do you feel about, the misconceptions people have about you? And I feel like that misconception is that you are arrogant and you're so kind of haughty and puffed up and loud that people really can't understand like the power that you're really packing. And so I just want, really honestly, and so I know that for you, your delivery has to serve you, but if you have a gift for the people, could you tailor that down a little bit so people could actually digest it?
Can I do this for you?
Please.
So I'm not going to change. And the reason why is because this is the person that has generated all the things that have been done. So sometimes a woman will get with a man because all the girls like him. And then they get with him and they don't want the girls to like him no more. They want him to change. If I was unproductive, then I would change. But I think you need to understand something. The fight that I'm fighting, I don't think you see. And I don't think you understand the armor you have to do it because you've never done it. So once you've been in this position, you'll understand the person you ought to be to do those things, to make history, to fight culture, and also deal with the fact the devil comes as God. God comes as, it doesn't come almost as you want it to come. The message is not supposed to be it almost has to be in disguise. But wait, let me just finish this.
Okay.
The first question you asked, because it was a very lengthy question, can I not, I know, but I'm going to answer it. You said, am I not teachable? I learn every day. There's no way to get into a new business without learning. But the thing is, I learn while I burn. That's the difference. I put my money where my learn is. I don't go to school to learn. I just pay for the shit, get the experience, and then I go to business, and then I learn. And it's worked for me. So to me, everyone that's knocking what I've done, you're like, yo, if I wasn't me, would there be a Jay-Z? Would there be a Kanye?
Oh.
I just wouldn't be those things. Don't see the uhs and the ahs.
You see what I mean? He's just like me. Like, I don't let nothing slide. Like, I wouldn't let that slide. Like, the uhs and the ahs, like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Have you ever done it? Of course not. All you got to offer is 0% APR from an establishment and a financial institution that you do not own, and you're campaigning them, you know what I mean, with that muscle face you got. You like a Mustang. Like, chill out, girl. Be quiet. Turn that volume of your masculinity and your testosterone down for a moment. And you know what I mean? God shall, humble the pride, the proud, you know what I mean? And those who are humble shall exalt. And another thing, you want this man as a warrior to be or a gladiator, to be in the midst of the Coliseum in the ring, fighting to tone it down. Then y'all know y'all know what they be doing to him on a regular basis. You see what they do to people like him. Look where Diddy is at. Look where Suge is at. Look where a lot of them, of our successful people are at. You know what I mean? You got to fight off these devils. You know what I mean? They try to paint you out. Some of them, you know, to paint you out to be crazy or, you know what I mean, or arrogant or whatever. But you can't ask that's like when Tyson's in the middle of the ring fighting, you tell him you should tone it down. Like, what do you mean tone it down? Like, that's because they're feminine. This ain't really the platform for y'all like you think. If you thought this was going to be a gossip girl show where y'all get to out talk people and be loud and belligerent or whatever, like they do on The View or whatever, you know what I mean, and have these weird, wayward thoughts on The View, this ain't it, you know what I mean, when you have guests like this, because he is totally opposite. He's like the William Wallace against the establishment, like me. I'm against the establishment like that. We want to destabilize that which is established and abolish that, you know what I mean, and completely demolish it and replace it with the truth, you know what I'm saying, and reestablish it with ours, being free, being independent, and things like that, to where you ain't enslaving us with 0% APR and contracts and 360 deals and adhesion contracts and stuff like that. And you don't even know about EBITDA and CPM. You don't even know what you're talking about. Like, chill out, girl. Let the women learn in silence. Come on.
So I'm explaining to you, if I wasn't who I was, the things I would have done would not have happened. You need me. You want me to be this way. I don't want, like, you will understand me, but it's when it's time for you.
But let me tell you,
will catch up.
I do want to say that I move on.
Because the world is affected by what I do. It's not like I just talk in vain.
I do understand.
I come in there and I actually do shit. Like, you actually will see something tangible based on what I say. I don't talk the fight. I'm in the fight. Then I come back and talk to y'all about the fight.
Yes, but the thing about it
doesn't matter how you feel about it.
Is with your delivery, if there really is a job for you to do, no one man is an army. And if you're supposed if you're supposed to be raising up the army, but we cannot digest what you're saying.
No, you're not ready to be in my army.
Okay. I'm not talking about me.
No, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
There are people.
Baby, I get it. You've been good for the majority of the part, but like, if you're not talking about you, who are you talking about? You speaking for somebody else wanting to be in the army? And just because y'all don't have the capacity, look, everybody ain't worthy to be in your army. Everybody ain't really worthy to be around you and being, you know what I mean? Like, there's a separation of the wheat and the tares. Some gonna get it, some are not. Some people you gotta reintroduce yourself to, because either you forgot personally who you were and you had to be reintroduced to your own self by God, and He's making you. Yeah, but in some of them, and you have to be reintroduced. Now you have to reintroduce yourself to people and let them know you're not playing no more. Yeah, you know, I get that. You might not be ready, man. It's the separation of wheat and tare, man. It's this harvest time. You might not be fit to get into my army, because it takes armor like this. It takes attitudes like this. You don't see the devils that I'm fighting every day. You're not in the trenches with me. You're not going through the same struggles and stuff like me. And if you're not down with me, and then get it from around me, get from around with me. Get from around me if you're not down with me. You know what I'm saying? Get away from me. If you can't provide me with any assistance, keep your distance. Hey, there's a meter on my Peter. Hey, the longer you stay, the longer you got to pay. You know what I'm saying? If you think I'm handsome, pay my ransom. That's what I'm talking about. The ism, baby. Illuminator Izm, baby. Women are supposed to be helpmeets to men. Men, yes, indeed, are providers, but they only think they're only regulated and they're only regulated to financial provision. When majority of the times, that's their responsibility. I'll provide the plan on what to do with the finances and the resources. I'll provide the protection on how to and create systems of protection and reproduction as we come together. I have the plan. You may have the resources, but I'll have the plan on what to do with it and provide the plan. That's what I'm providing for you. Come on.
that do. Just because you don't doesn't mean nobody else does.
I could not digest what you're saying.
No. You're not ready to be in my army.
Okay. I'm not talking about me.
No, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
There are people that do. Just because you don't doesn't mean nobody else does. I could not do what I've done. I didn't do everything. Nothing I've done alone.
Yeah.
I have an army. Y'all just don't see it. You know why? My principles are different than most based on my experience. My trauma is different than y'all. For me to survive, I had to be a different kind of man. So you can't tell me how to act if you haven't been through my war. But I've won so many wars.
But if it's for the culture, shouldn't the culture
The culture benefits. When I went on the Breakfast Club and said, Chatty Patty and the boss and everyone needs to work for their family, hustle for your first time, not your last. Do you know how many people's lives that changed? Do you know that delivery alone changed everybody's life, including Charlemagne's?
Facts. That is a fact. Dame started, you know what? That was when he was years ago. I think it was like 2018 or something like that. When he was on, or 2019. He was on the Breakfast Club. He had on that burgundy vest with the burgundy shirt. You know what I'm saying, with the glass. And when he was teaching Charlemagne and Envy about business, about independence and stuff like that, and ownership. He started a whole movement. You know what I mean? Talking about Leor Cohen and them. And hold on, let me plug this up. Leor Cohen and them. And hold on. Yeah, he talking about Leor Cohen and them, and a Chatty Patty, and called Charlemagne a Chatty Patty because he was being like a little sister girl nigga like he normally be. Yeah. He and when he's talking about getting your ownership and stuff like that, he was right. He was schooling us all. All of us was being schooled by that. You know what I mean? And teaching us about independence, man, and making our own money, man. He's right about that. Dame is the one who invented pause. The reason why niggas saying pause is because of Dame. And because of that, he was talking about Leor Cohen and Todd Moskowitz and all these other people, and how Julie Greenwald and all these people, how did they become controllers of hip-hop when they're not black? And they own and control hip-hop. And he started the movement called Culture Vulture. That's when that whole Culture Vulture thing went out. And Dame Dash was this spearheaded that. You know what I mean? Got on Charlemagne and Envy. You know what I mean? And Vlad. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's right. He was schooling us back then. And we was rocking with him. All us rebels, all us chosen ones, illuminators, we was rocking with him. Come on.
So what do you mean? This is the delivery y'all listen to. Bipolar, like nice people.
I'm going to ask you a question.
You got a God complex.
Not a God complex. I want to do an interview.
Dang, you and Aaliyah dated in the 90s.
Yeah, do that.
Where would her career be today?
Astronomical. You couldn't even understand where it would have been.
Wow.
What she was lined up to do. She was doing the Matrix. You know, she had a hindsight and a vision. Again, I know I'm the coolest because she loved me. She told me I was the coolest. I gotta be the coolest.
But you dated her after your artist dated her. You don't think
my artist did not. He was trying her. Everybody put their bid in. I will never, I'm gonna tell you right now, as a man, I'm never ever wifing a girl that any of my friends smashed. It's not happening.
So why'd you date her after
Because
Jay?
I just told you that. Now you're reading the papers wrong. We all were
Even if he slept with her, why did you go after her?
I just told you.
This girl, yo, she need her. Look, I'm not into that. I totally told y'all earlier that, look, man, the game has descended upon me and has reformed me. You know what I mean? But boy, she really, yo, hairstylist with no cosmetologist degree. there's some dudes out there that ain't, you know what I mean, ain't reformed. Man, they'll give her a haircut like that for that mouth she got. And it says Scorpio right here. I hope she's not that. Cause I'm usually cool with Scorpios, but I'm just talking about women in general. Women like her and like this other girl. It's crazy, bro. Like, times past, carpet ministry, linoleum, you'll be getting up off of that. Like, you'll be wearing, sporting a new hairdo that no one has ever seen before, man. Like, be quiet, girl. You don't even know what you're talking about. Come on.
I would never, that should tell you something right there. We were both putting in our bid. None of us had scored. That's how it went. So when we were all trying to get it, Aaliyah, everybody, that was Aaliyah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't him. Just because he tried and gave flowers and got denied don't mean I can't try and win. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. There must be something attractive about what I'm doing.
But then it wasn't just Aaliyah, though. It wasn't just Aaliyah. Allegedly.
She went from, it wasn't just Aaliyah. Now, he just explained and broke down the fact that Jay did not hit it. He just put his bid in. She said Jay hit it as if she was there. They both put their bid in. She chose up. That's just like y'all sweating on the blade, sweating the hoe, and one of them, and y'all both getting at her, you know, campaigning, and she chose up with this pimp instead of you. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, what are you talking about? Y'all, well, I'm almost done, man. Come on.
I know.
Then you went after multiple of his women, allegedly, and this was from one of the cameramen.
Again, you don't know
allegedly.
you talking about choke no stupid ass joke that wasn't around? No, he's a liar and he ran. He's a bitch ass nigga to me. Pause. So again, he ran. We had to a fight in Paris. He ran. Stop believing those people. That shouldn't be your source of information.
No.
I don't think you should listen to those things.
It was a question.
I gave you the answer.
Your demise with Jay-Z.
I just gave you the answer. I just said I would never ever wife a girl that my man boned.
That's what you said. He wouldn't do
leave
it.
At that.
So that's what it is.
There it is.
Rockefeller Records. The label was founded in 1994 by you, Damon Dash, Jay-Z, and Kareem Biggs Burke. Do you have any regrets of how that partnership with Rockefeller ended? And if so, would you do it differently?
We made so much history and we've done so much. I wouldn't do nothing different. I've had so much fun. I'm still here. Yeah. We're still rocking. Y'all still interested in what I'm doing.
Yep.
I wouldn't change a thing. I learned so much from that experience because it was so young. You got to remember, we were kids. Yeah. So I was I retired at 35. Retired. I'm 54. So I was able, look at that dude right there, me right there. I'm in my 20s right there. Those pictures you're showing is me as a 23. Y'all got kids, anybody?
Four.
How old are they?
18, 16, 12, and 2.
Right, at 18 is when I got my first record deal. I was able to clean up things before my frontal lobe was even developed. Mm-hmm. Before I was 25, I'd already, you know what I'm saying? So again, someone that does a lot first, that young, without any nepotism, of course you're not gonna do it right. But you tell me a 22 or 23 or 24 or 25 or 26 or 27-year-old, 28 or 29, was doing any of those things I was doing with no guidance, on my own, diabetic, and everyone telling me I'm wrong when I'm right. Wow. Because everyone told me I was wrong about Jay. Everybody told me I was wrong about Kanye. He couldn't get signed. Yeah. I had the Future Sound and Original Flavor signed. So I'm looking at my memories. Yeah. I get to watch myself in decades. Like, I'd be sick of me too if I didn't like me.
Let me ask
It's been too many years that I've been rolling.
Is this like, because they talk about in the paper?
As long as they talk.
I want you to straighten this out, that you and Jay fell out. Was it because you wanted to be independent? Because I hear you say, we need to be independent and not give everything to that corporate, right?
The fallout was because Jay wanted to, he had 3 partners. Okay. He didn't want any. Oh. He didn't want to split the money 3 ways anymore. It's just a business. He made a move on us. It wasn't something I would do because I take business, a little personal when it comes to friendship. But that was really, that's why he won't talk about it, because he would have to be, you can't say it was anything I did. Me and him never had an argument.
So would you reconcile your relationship?
No, I don't want to be around those guys at all. Which is, you don't understand. I went my way. I did the fashion thing. I opened up art, like, you don't know about all these things. You know about DD 172, the art galleries opened up all around the world? So you don't know about those things. And that's a shame.
Yeah.
But what you could do is I'll show you because it's all been documented. But I opened up galleries all around the world, from here to China, all over the place. And I got to work with every artist I ever wanted to. I got to introduce certain ideals into the world on my terms. I was able to walk away and tell the world how to act for 10 years. The trajectory of the world happened when I got to walk away and do things with my point of view instead of theirs. You see that shirt, that collar shirt? I hate that shirt. I hate that shirt. I would like stop wearing them stupid ass shirts. You know why? Because now we got to buy all of this at Rockwear and they won't be in style next year and we lost a lot of money. I hated that shirt.
So would you call yourself the model businessman?
Not at all. I call myself a model. You know, pause in a way like I'd be a person that I would think people would learn from, but I don't think you've ever seen nothing like Dame Dash before. Never will. No one, there's.
That's a fact. You'll never see Dame again. So you better appreciate him while he's here. They already got rid of Suge. They already got rid of Diddy. They already got rid of a lot of our executives. And now they are in control of hip hop. Started with us, ended with them. But you'll never see a Dame Dash again. Come on.
Not many people in this world that could be good at music, good at making movies, because I direct. But I'm telling you, I directed it. I act, I direct, I make clothes. I designed this. This is a suit. This ain't no frock wear.
Yeah.
This is bespoke corduroy when I'm giving you shorts. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? I make this shit. I have a different level of taste. Yeah. So I don't think there's anyone that could do these verticals. I've sold companies in almost every vertical.
Let me
have on my own, with no school, with no family, with everyone saying I'm bugging. So I gotta be bugging. If y'all don't say I'm bugging, I'm doing it wrong. I'm here to scare you. I'm here for you to be amazed at me. I'm here for you to say, God damn, that motherfucker got to be crazy.
Okay.
And everything I've done has been crazy.
Have you done a documentary about yourself?
Yes.
Has one been done?
I have a whole television network about myself.
Okay.
Have you duplicated yourself?
No, I
Why
wish I
not?
could. Because
I'm
I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah, okay.
It would mean that person would have to go through a lot of pain. That person would have to be diabetic. The only reason why I'm cool is because of the pain. The pain is what makes me cool. Pause. It's me dealing with situations and getting through them is what makes me the fly guy that I am. I don't want my kids to have to go through that shit, or anybody else. I don't think anyone's going to be able to have the experience I have to react to the things the way I do.
I mean,
like even look, you see Andre
businessman,
Berto's in the crowd.
Did you create yourself in one of your people in your camp? Because you're saying you're so much a businessman, a business mogul. You have a lot going on.
Did you make more?
Yeah, yo, I have a problem with this girl. The way she said that. She said, since you say you this and say you that, have you duplicated yourself? First of all, what world do you live in? What do you mean, have he duplicated himself? That's all he's done, was duplicated himself. Now he's actually doing it for himself. He did it for others. Duh. Jay-Z, Kanye, Lee Daniels, Rockefeller. What do you mean has he? It was the way she said, since you say you're this businessman, have you duplicated yourself? Like she's learned some sort of terminology from business school when she's looking at a businessman who is a business, ma'am, right, sitting next to you. Listen how she said that. Come on. Yeah, that's where his finger need to be, right there. Come on.
You see Andre Berto's in the crowd?
Did you create yourself in one of your people in your camp? Because you're saying you're so much a businessman, a business mogul. You have a lot going on.
Did you make more?
Did you make more? Because they say, okay, you could be a millionaire, you could be a billionaire, whatever the case may be. But until you duplicate yourself, until somebody else can learn from you and actually make
Kanye, Kevin Hart, those are my duplicates. I taught them. One of my duplicates is in the audience, Andre Berto. He was a champ. All of those people went on to do major things on their own. Traditionally, the person that puts someone in business usually robs their artists, and they're the ones that end up rich.
Did he?
Right.
Facts. And you notice what one of the light-skinned girls said when he said normally it's the person that puts the artist on that robs them and get rich. She said Diddy. Because that's exactly what Diddy do. Did he do that? Yes, he did. Come on.
Put someone in business usually robs their artists, and they're the ones that end up rich.
Did he?
Right.
Pardon?
Okay. All right.
Did he? Oh, did he? Oh, I think you said did he? But no.
Let's talk
So
about,
my point is, why am I the one broke and everyone else around me that I put on is rich? Because I gave them all the jewels. I passed the plug. I don't own anybody's. If I wanted to rob everybody, I would be the richest nigga in the whole world. You know how many people that I actually changed the trajectory of their whole generational life by actually being honest with their business? When I first started managing at 19, I had the Future Sound and Original Flavor in a production deal where I had their publishing. It was terrible, but I didn't know. The minute I saw that shit and understood the business, do what you want to. I just wasn't that guy to rob people. I won't rob people, and I give the game. So, of course, they don't want me to give y'all the game. Of course, the devil gonna make God look like a bad guy. What you think is gonna happen? I'm sure y'all read the Bible, right? Yeah. Did Jesus get persecuted? No. Do I?
Let's talk about the children book.
A true teller will always be persecuted. You gotta be tough to tell the truth. Let's talk about.
Boy, he's right. And I'm one of them. Sometimes you don't even know where all these adversities come from, but they do come. And we got to run through them like the juggernaut every single time, man. Because, hey, you have to be tough to be a truth teller. He's right about that. That's why you'll never see another Dame Dash again, ever. Ever. Come on.
Real quick.
Another vertical.
Are we going to be able to
I have my own book company, too? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about your children books.
Yeah, the children book. It brings kids' cognitive skills up.
Yeah.
Retention skills. My Girl Made It is about my son. Dusko Goes to Space. We sold 80,000 books, no loan, independent. And the way we do it is we go into the schools and we do an activation. We teach them. We do a whole thing. And it's my version of Disney, but it's just not perverted and X-rated and demonic. So I believe that kids have to be taught in the love language. Yeah. You have to find their love language. But at the end of the day, the biggest problem in our culture is niggas can't read. And they build a jail cell. They build a jail cell, not saying in general, but they build a jail cell for every kid that can't read after the second grade. If you can't read, they build a jail cell for you, right? And it's the truth. Yes, so, of course, they're going to teach us in a way we don't understand, so we will go and end up in that system. And that's what my job is to do, is to teach us how to learn in our love language, but we have to identify our love language. But they don't want us to learn that or how to distribute that. So I'm not going to complain about education in the way we're taught. I'm going to do something about it.
Thank you, Damon. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining the show. We so appreciate you being here.
Listen.
That's right. Right.
This kid is located right here.
I'm Raquel Harry.
Can I get my high five? Like the
Dash for joining us. I'm Raquel Herring and Natalia Crystal Williams, Sunset. We want to thank our guest, Dame Dash, for joining us once again here on Point of View. You can catch us weeknights, 7:30 p.m. right here, only on Afro TV, darling.
Well, listen, that completes, you know what I mean, this video. Hopefully y'all stayed to the full duration of this video. I was very hesitant to do it, you know, for this length of time period, but I'm glad it's an accomplishment. It's one in the books. It's epic. It's classic, man, for me to have my reaction to this video. Hey, y'all go support POV, support Dame Dash, go over to American New, you know what I'm saying, and take heed to the information and illuminated information within this video. Hey, once again, man, I like the business model. Sometimes we are maybe doing these platforms and things like that to correct certain things, like what Dame was talking about, making children's books. I have a book that's soon to come. I'll let y'all know when it's complete, and y'all can go get that. yeah, they have a jail cell written for every child they can't read, you know what I mean, at a certain grade level. They have a cell built for them, so we want to intercept and interject in that area. Maybe 50 should do a a docu-series on stuff like that, but we'll see. You know, that remains to be seen. But maybe I'll do it, or me and Dame can hook up and do it. So you know what I mean. So let's support each other. Let's love each other. And listen, you women, listen, man. Listen, it's very important for you to learn in silence. Learn in silence. Don't try to usurp the authority over the man. You understand? Just be in your proper position. Is power, being feminine. It's very powerful, you know. You will learn a lot, and hopefully y'all get that message. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's Kesu, the rapper, a.k.a. Kesu the Illuminator, always here to illuminate your brain with some of this incredible as well as glorious game. Once again, man, you know what I'm saying? So I hope all of y'all have a blast past, a while now and a greater later. Live the life of your design so you can have a good time for a lifetime. Live a life of his design so your life will be divine for the rest of your lifetime. It's another one in the books, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the Capricorn King. I'm out. Man, I'm out, baby. Peace. Love y'all.